no need for black racial organization is but to lay the trap for the destruction of a people whose knowledge of life is incomplete, owing to their misunderstanding of man's purpose in creation. The words of Mwalimu Marcus Mosiah Garvey. I acknowledge my ancestors upon whose shoulders I stand. And now for the Kemetic Bantu libation, we go to Rahu Imhotep Kemet Ba, Dr. Arthur Green, the founder of the Marcus Garvey movement here in St. Anne.
Hotep, Hotep. Spirits of you loyal and noble ancestors, we give you thanks and praise for life. Eternal life passed on to us through you from the very source and fount of all creation. Neteret, neteretu, neter, neteru, mudra, septepi, neter, tehuti. We attune ourselves to your frequencies and energies for instantaneous and continuous healing, protection, and inspiration. So we'll accomplish all our missions in this time successfully and find the courage to carry it out in the names and with the help of you loyal and noble ancestors, Osar, Oset, Eru, Imhotep, Father of Medicine, Prince of Peace, and the first Christ, Amose the First, Hatshepsut, Tutmose the Third, Mwalimu Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Amy Jakes Garvey, Amy Ashford Garvey, Malik Haj El Shabazz Malcolm X, Khalid Abdul Mohammed, Baba Tai Chi, Baba Opongo, Grandinani, Dessalines, Bookman, Baba His Imperial Majesty the Emperor Haile Selassie, Nana Waizero Menen Makonen, Neter Neteru, Neteret Neteretu, Mudra Septepi, Tartanen, Amunra, Shemhotep, Matondo Tatan Zambi Mpungu Tulendo, Enzituzu Tatan Zambi Mpungu Tulendo, Yenge Mon Kembo Batatan Zambi Ba Mpungu Tulendo Tulenveni, Zenina Mono Inkumbu, Yenge, 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 Yenge,
Yenge.
Matondo Tatan Zambi Mpungu Tulendo Zaloe Zenina Muntu, Matondo Tatan Zambi Mpungu Tulendo Zanesimbi Loe, Matondo Tatan Zambi Mpungu Tulendo Zamaza Zenina Muntu, Matondo Tatan Zambi Mpungu Tulendo Zanesimbi Maza, Matondo Tatan Zambi Mpungu Tulendo Zaintoto Zenina Muntu, Matondo Tatan Zambi Mpungu Tulendo Zanesimbi Entoto, Matondo Tatan Zambi Mpungu Tulendo Zabiminti Zenina Muntu, Matondo Tatan Zambi Mpungu Tulendo Zabakulu Moela Congo, Zabakulu Zenina Muntu, Zabakulu Mwalimu Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Zabantu Zenina Muntu, Matondo Tatan Zambi Mpungu Tulendo Zanesimbi Nsako, Zanesimbi Mpanzo, Zanesimbi Nzinga, Matondo Tatan Zambi Mpungu Tulendo, Enzituzu Tatan Zambi Mpungu Tulendo, Yenge Moen Kembo Batatan Zambi Ba Mpungu Tulendo Tulenvini, Zenina Mono Inkumbo, Yenge, 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 Matondo.
Yenge, 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 Ashe. You're inside of our very special broadcast of the Africa Forum. This is Running African on this very special day. HQ of IRI FM Grove Broadcasting Company, live from the courtyard of IRI FM. It is another year. It is another date, and what a date, because usually we're celebrating Mwalimu Marcus Mosiah Garvey on the day closest to his birthday, the Sunday closest to his birthday. But here we are on the 17th of August 2025. My co-host, Roger Hasfall. My name is Kabu Ma'at Kiru. How are you doing, Raj?
I'm doing very well.
Fantabulous, I see.
Straight.
There you go.
Good to be here as usual.
What a thing on the 17th.
Man, I tell you, man.
Well,
one of our favorite days.
Yeah, we hardly buck up on a Sunday on the 17th. But here we are.
Yeah, for real. The stars are just aligned this year.
And even as we come to celebrate and to pay tribute to Mwalimu Marcus Messiah Garvey, who says, look for me in the whirlwind.
Look for me in the whirlwind.
Look for me in the storm.
Yes.
We know that many are watching the whirlwind. The whirlwind,
definitely.
that is their errand.
Yes.
We're conscious of that. We're paying attention to that, and we'll keep you updated on it all day. Jamaica is not currently under threat, we're told. It's heading northwest or so of us, but we'll definitely keep you updated on what's happening with that storm. Our very special guest, resource person and social historian, political historian, technical knowledge is what we seek, and technical knowledge is what we've got. My very good friend, Jerry Small. How are you doing, Jerry?
Yes, the mic is good.
The mic is good. The mic is good.
Good morning to you, Kabu, Roger, and the audience of IRA FM. That is the most widely listened station in Jamaica for 35 years now.
That's right. Without apology.
From day one.
And today, from we start though, Jade, as we celebrate 35 years of IRA FM, and we see Dwight Fraser just coming in. I don't know if Dwight was in Crossroads last night. I don't know. But we see him just walking in. We're going to talk about that later. But here we are to pay tribute once again to Mwalimu Marcus Messiah Garvey under the theme, From Protest to Production, Up You Mighty Race. The future is now. Just before we go into the conversation, though, and to tell you what's coming up throughout the day, because it's all day into night, this tribute to Mwalimu Marcus Messiah Garvey, we have here our elder, our priest, our brother, Rasti, who at this moment will be giving us another libation, this time in the form of the Amharic tribute and prayer. Before you heard Dr. Arthur Green, Rahu Imatep Kimet Ba, with the Bantu Kiswahili and Bantu Kikongo tribute to Mwalimu Marcus Messiah Garvey in the form of libation. Rasti is taking us to Ethiopia, with this tribute now in the Amharic way. Thank you so much to the brothers for coming in all the way from Manchester for this tribute. Rasti, go ahead, my brother.
Tenestelin, Namastigan Luik Xavier Kidamawi Hayele Selassie. Eli, Iver Wede Kwal Iber Wede Demit Iber Wede Igazia Bir Karamawe Hayele Selassie Negu Senegas Moi Anbesa Zihem Mekete Yahuda Medani Alam Abatachno Yemitanor Besamai Aran Yayinu Yeme Satanim Yelim Belem Melemed Yasadunyal Bihar Fed we has an idiomarin yal Nefsen Melisatsalis Mumbet Sedek Manged Miran Bimoitila Mikekel Inkwa Bierante Hingar Nahina Kifon Alfram Betterina Marakwes Narasuyata Sananyal Befede Gabitana Ziga Jahelene Bete Latush Fet Lefet Razen Bezhit Kubahe Tesfahem Yetarat New Charadatina Mi Hayrati Bi Hayawetes Min Hulu Ye Ketenan Yal Yexaviar Ketamawe Hayel Selasibet Lazela Lalemu Amasigan Lu Exaviar Ketamawe Hayel Selasi Mezaretuch Betequedesu Tirolach Nacho Kiaikov Din Konochelik Yexaviar Yet Soinon in the judge Whether that's all. Xavier Ketimoi Bienche Yetikibier Negra Ibalal Yeme Yawikunin Rehabinia Babylonin I sat Mabrak Ya Hamina Bala Azbat Chwalu Inyo Philistimoyan terrorism Ethiopia Sip in the Bizia Telaveda. So in a touching Zion Elal be with swans of Telaveda Arasurason Lehol Mezoritat Lihigzabiar Lihizb Lete Weledut Al Quashwa be midst of Unagratsual. Benche Yeminoru Ulodes in the Melachu Unagratsual. Amasigan Luexaviar Kedamawe Hayeleselasi. Wehen the Mok Bihara Bret BQ, me too. Inium welcome you, Inium Yamorin Karasis Katim in the Mephisis Karanatim. The Lipsu Merabian in the Maratitude new. Be Zion Tiradach in the Marat in the Armenim tell new. Bizia Xavier Kedamawe Hayeleselasi. Berketun Hayewetenim Hiski. Zilalem Azizo Alna. Abetu Redate Medenitem Ki Afiqualna. Yeleve Asep Befete Yamare Yihun. Amayen. Hamayen, Hamayen. Sila Rastafari.
Rastafari, Amayen, Amayen, Amayen. Give thanks, Rasti, the Amharic libation, the Amharic prayer. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much, my brother. We go to a quick break. We'll be right back. FM, as we pay tribute to Mwalimu Marcus Messiah Garvey. 34 years of tribute to Mwalimu. The only year we didn't have a tribute to Mwalimu was the first year, Roger, which was 1990. But from 1991
onwards,
in various forms, we have been having a tribute to Mwalimu. On various locations. Yes. You remember the locations?
Yes,
Which one you did go early?
I went to Rio Nuevo.
Rio Nuevo, that was in the 2000s.
Yes.
And you didn't go to Andernet Center?
No.
Icula, my brother, good morning. You know Icula, Jerry. Icula, Rastafari, good morning, because we also did it from there. And many other spaces, I can't even remember most of them, but we have been paying tribute to Mwalimu Marcus Messiah Garvey for all these years in various different forms. And one of the things, too, is that we've had, over the years, some very distinguished scholars who have come through.
Certainly.
Which one you remember? The first one you attended? The scholar that you... Dr. Ben?
Van Sertima, yes.
Van Sertima didn't...
Not Van Sertima. Ben Buchanan.
Doctor, interestingly enough, Van Sertima was scheduled to come, but didn't come because he transcended the year before.
Yes.
And
Yeah, man.
that is
my very first one was
Ben Buchanan, Dr. Ben.
Dr. Ben, yes.
And that was in the early 1990s,
Yes,
or
yes.
late 1990s, I think 1998 it might have been. Calling me into his office and saying, I don't think we can manage. And I said, what do you mean, Mr. Young? And he said, security-wise, we cannot, unless the government comes in on this. IRFM cannot manage the security. So we did reach out to the government at the time. Long and short of the story is that Winnie Mandela didn't come. So
that's a story by itself.
That's a story by itself. But in the name of Winnie Mandela, we this morning again pay tribute to Mwalimu Marcus Messiah Garvey. I want to say thanks to the team because it's a massive team that's here on the grounds today. First to Shane Clark, who is in studio as he is every single year. Shane, good morning, sir.
Hi, morning Kabu.
Greetings.
Morning Roger. Yeah, man.
Which one do you
That's
remember
okay.
coming first, Shane?
Hey, I can't remember all of them because I've been here through most of them.
That's true. That's true. That's true. So Shane is in studio and he'll be there around about until about 11:45 or thereabouts, Shane, or longer?
I'll be in studio here till 10 o'clock, but I'll be here beyond that.
Okay, beyond that. All right. And on the ground, our senior producer on this program, all the way up until 2 o'clock on the ground, is Shamara Preston. And with Shamara, producer Rochelle Davis. Rochelle, morning, my sister. Morning, Shamara. You'll see them around. And anchoring and helping out, that's my own little one there near Monifa, Taishi Williams Green. See her there? So she's also on the ground. And the team, the production team for this entire project, for this day, leading all the way back to midnight. Managing Director, Debbie Ann DeWar. Program Manager, Clover James. Rochelle Davis. Simone Brown Keys. Shane Clark. Dwight Fraser. Roger Hasfall, who's right here with me. Giovanni White. Carl Brady. Wilbert Wisdom, who is the chief engineer on the ground. Mr. Wisdom, great work as usual. Alexander Crawford, Kimoy Sharp, Tristan Wilson. Tristan, morning. She's heading up to social media. I think there are other social media teams on the ground. Identify yourself because I see you, but I don't have your name ticked right here. So tell me which one of these names belong to you. Shanice Williams. DJ Collision is here, Romain. When Romain worked with me in name Romain, him down here DJ Collision. We said that already. You good with that, Romain? He is also heading up social media on the ground. Peter Broadber, and Peter Broadber is behind the scenes, that is mixing all the live stream. And remember now we're streaming live on irfm.net. We're live on YouTube. I'm talking to your microphone.
Yeah, YouTube. I know they have a TikTok page. Insta, Facebook.
Come here, Romain. Come tell her which part we're streaming live. Grab Jerry microphone and tell her where we're live.
Good morning.
Morning again.
So we're live on Facebook and we're live on YouTube.
Okay.
Right,
so right now, so
Yes.
so for persons who want to go live now, to go check us out live, what all they have to do is what?
Go on YouTube, type in IRFM Live, and you will see the live stream.
All right.
Or Facebook, you just go IRFM, and the live stream is there.
All right, so just go straight to YouTube, IRFM Live, Facebook, IRFM Live, and there we are. Mark Hudson, Mark, IT, we see Mark around the ground, heading up in the IT section this morning. Garfield Sinclair, the manager of IT, Shanoy Campbell, Shamara Preston, we said that Keith Faulkner, Karima Mailer, Shaquille Gale, Sudani Lennon, Antoinette Brown, Shanice Janke, Ruel Richards, Shamari Campbell. This is me. Call my name, please.
Kabu Keru.
Thank you so much. Jerry Small. There you are. Moisha Lawrence, Dimitri Henry, Vivian Stewart, Delia Robinson, Nicholas Francis, Emric Johnson, Brianna White, DJ Cars, Rashona Fitzhenley, Digital Chris, Denise Isis Miller, Karima Mela, Jacqueline Burnett, Timry Brown, Daddy Vibes, Jerry, and this another Jerry, Mayor Michael Belnavis, and Bingi Drummers, the St. Thomas Communal Group, Alex Minot. This is, remember we're telling you that this is going to go all the way until round about midnight, right?
Yeah,
or 10 o'clock?
1 o'clock. Joke. Yeah, around midnight. Latest.
Glamour, Gloria Sims, Brother Akko Mutota. Brother Akko is already in. He is a keynote speaker today. The mighty Jinsu, Dr. Heru Menelik, Dr. Amina Blackwood Meeks, Netta Meeks, Major Bless, Super Twins, Rasrod, Shamin Aital, Akinsanya, and the House of Seba. You're going to be hearing from all of these persons today. How important is a theme for today to you, Jerry? Sorry, Roger.
Very, very important. And part of the theme, it always jogs my memory because I remember, and Jerry might know it because my band comes to Jerry around me. My father was a printer and he used to print some exercise books. And on those exercise books, Marcus Garvey.
Frank Asphalt is a printer like Marcus Garvey.
Yeah, and my first remembrance of Marcus Garvey was those exercise books, and on those exercise books, Up You Mighty Race.
Really?
You cannot, from around 4, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow.
So it has a special, connection to me personally.
Yes.
So that's how important it is, and I'm certain that people in my age group will know the consciousness too. Also for them. Yeah.
And you see the difference it makes when you grow up in a household that is a conscious household who understand themselves as Africans, Jerry, because my experience was totally different. We were Eurocentric Christians. So to say Marcus Garvey, to say Rastafari would have been blasphemy.
Music.
For Muta, you say for Muta.
For Muta,
Muta is traveling, by the way, and that's why he's not here this morning, because he's on Mwalimu Marcus Garvey's business just the same, because he's participating in tributes to Marcus Garvey in Canada, I think it is, and possibly elsewhere. So as we break at 11:45 from the program, then you take the stage after news. And you'll be playing music. And right after that, the formal activities will take place inside of the Great House, just to remind you. So take us back to the landowner story, Jay.
Yeah, the Asphalt family.
I'm not going to forget.
The Asphalt family owns some land out on the sea coast, leaving St. Andrew, going to St. Thomas. And the place name, the land, other people is out there on the same land now, neighbors. But the land name, Abyssinia Court. And that's what the land name in the role on the land department.
Where?
Abyssinia Court, 7 Mile Bull Bay.
Really?
Abyssinia is the name where Ethiopia used for thousands of years.
Yes.
The original name, Ethiopia is other people call them Ethiopia. The Greek call we the black people Ethiopia. So Ethiopia is a Greek word. But our people now, the African and the Asian, we live near the African. They mix. And when they mix, you call them Habasha. So Abyssinia means the land of the mixed people, both African and Asian, Afro-Asian solidarity. Because when you cross over, you have a piece of Egypt there, named Golan. Golan, you know.
Golanites.
And the Jewish, not the Jew, the Jewish seized it from Egypt, 1967, Golan.
The Israelis.
Yes, Israel. Israeli mean like, Israeli like.
Yeah,
and Jewish mean is like Jew. That is not the Jew, that is the people who like the Jew. So when you see all of white people start coming in Rasta, enough people that vex and say, why white people are doing Rasta? Because them believe the same thing, but them not coming from Ethiopia. The same way some of the Europeans like the religion and join the religion. Join Jewish religion. Them is not the Jew. Jew is Jew. Anyway, long story short.
So Judaism is a religion?
Yes. Long story short, that Abyssinia is a name we used by Ethiopia for thousands of years. And the land roll, like out out the name Renuvo.
Yes.
And one of the reasons why you keep it out there, you know, is out there the British beat the Spanish,
Final
the
time.
biggest beating.
And that's where the Tainos were,
yes,
because
and
the
then
theme
the
that
la-
year was about Taino heritage.
That's the biggest beating upon
Yes,
the sea war.
yes,
But
yes.
after them get the last beat now, them run away from Spanish town and come over the hill through Front Valley and leave, and them call the place Runaway Bay.
Yes.
But long story short is that the Asphalt family have a piece of the land out of Abyssinia Court. And for him grandfather built a theater, a movie theater, you know. Big movie theater.
These are things that you're beautiful.
Harambe.
And it named Harambe.
Harambe.
That means let us work together. Where Judy Mwad comes, not Judy Mwad, Rita Marley comes sing music name.
Harambe.
All that
What
Jaja
I
people
say.
have
Yes,
their
Rita
Harambe.
Marley,
Them
Nana
name
Rita
they-
Marley,
So
yes.
when me meet Fanga Asphalt now, search as a teenager to find a clean Ethiopian World Federation, you know. Because Haile Selassie, a Marcus Garvey, a woman local coach. You see how the track and field people, so what IRFM do? What IRFM do, what the track and field athlete do. And I know Asafa Powell and Bolt started, you know. It started long before. And it was worldwide 1940, it has a war done. If you ever know some things where Jamaica go on with the 1948 Olympics and 1950, I ain't same one you saying about them come back home. Where's where the athlete them do? In athletics and sport. Our IRFM do in a media. And when Marcus Garvey they do in a print. So one by one we are achieving some great standard, you know, but we have to have coach.
Yes.
All over the athlete, them go on male and female. It's the result of the coach work, but the athlete is equal. Them do the work, you know, but don't believe like say the athlete alone. And the coach them. And Marcus Garvey, our main coach.
And this,
Look-
I'm talking about Molimo as our main coach, because look at the theme for today, which is for going through the entire day, from protest to production. You talk about production, and they really do go hand in hand, don't they? Because they complement each other, and they really are the same thing, because protest is also production. But you're talking about the material manifestation points of different productions. Molimo, Marcus Messiah Garvey, you talk about, you go all the way to the 1940s. You talk about Usain Bolt. You talk about IRFM. And I hear you, Jerry, saying, within the context of even the theme under which we gather here, that this is an ongoing and a fluid process leading to what?
This is how people organize. People organize naturally, human being. The animal organize naturally. Dog organize and hunt. And ants organize and store food. And when them find new food, they make road. The ants make road before human being. And when the ants find new food coming from the old food stores, and buck up the other ants will come empty, and the car might go home loaded, you know. And the other ants are coming empty, and then them pass on the road. The ants stop and touch them antenna. What name what? And what? Antenna. Name, you know. Them touch them antenna. On the other ants we go empty-handed. And make them know, say, not only up at the great house, them find food, but them find food in a new place. And I am telling them, I watch something from America Picnics. Later on, it was explained to me.
Scientifically.
The ants that was going up there at the great house of food, and the other one touch the antenna. Turn off. The ants communicate and direct new information, you know. Million a year before we exist, you know. Because human being are the last creature really evolved part, you know.
The thing about the ants, I think the thing about the ants is really important and critical
Certainly.
to any process and any discussions. I mean, now you talk about scientific, because now them teach us in schools, now them teach us in university. It's also a biblical reference, but it's also a reference in almost every religious and spiritual spheres, where they tell you, study the ants.
Yeah,
it's important. Study this fractal. Study the ants.
Possibly the very first set of creatures who learned organization.
Yeah, which what?
Yes.
It's where the Bible itself is studied the ants.
Yes, man. No, I might talk to the lazy man. A lazy man is like a next animal, you know, not like the ants. You ever hear about an animal named slug?
Yes, sloth.
But him not really lazy, but him slow.
Mm-hmm.
And you have some animal lazy. Like
Which one of them named the slug again?
Slug, him slimy underneath him.
Oh, like this.
Underneath him backside slimy.
Yeah.
But that have to make him stick when him go up the wall and when him walk upside down. But some of the human being move like him and move like sluggard. Yet the sluggard do him work, you know. And when man slow, sometimes a woman come and say, hey, you're slow, you know. And you know, so when a woman tell a man, say, I'm slow, you wake up, you know, because you know, so you're in trouble.
We're about to go to a break.
So sometimes...
Shane, you know why I said that.
Yes. So anyway, I'm saying, go to the ants, you sluggard, you're lazy, slow moving man. Go to the ants, sluggard, and watch him.
Go to the ants, and and you talk about this being one of the first forms, or one of the ancient organizations, and if you will, build up on that. Because we studied this in the organizational studies.
Yeah, because I mean, just by how you see how ants operate, I know that ants is definitely before humans. And you know, the way how you say the road, that them first form the road.
Yes.
In time you say how ants move, you know, says a road them travel on, and the formation and so on. So it's a time immemorial thing.
Yeah, and, one of the things that I like about, what's frightening to me the first time I saw it was we talk about ants nest in Jamaica, but we've never really seen ants nest. It's Ethiopia. I saw an ants nest look like a 2-story house.
Yes, ma'am.
It is frightening. Yeah. I've never seen anything like that in my life. And when you ask, it's
and
well,
it have department in it, you know.
But obviously.
Yes, man. Then all the bees have a department, you know.
Yes.
And you see if you're a worker, and you go in where you're not forgot. The drone. And them have drone. And them.
And about the original drone.
And they make drone before Hitler, you know. Hitler make drone as you.
Hitler the first.
Yes, and then America and England make it.
Okay.
So even what Jerry say, I mean,
the drone. If one of the worker bee go him not forgot. The drone kill him, you know. Because I'm not forgot near the queen, you know.
So there's just so much to learn about what you were saying.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and you know, the whole specialization, the whole structure. I mean, you see it in corporate, you see it in international relations.
Right, yes.
There's a structure.
Yes.
Is there so you learn from?
I know. I mean, the first time I studied this is when I was studying, doing my MBA. And one whole research paper you have to write on ants. And then you ask yourself, how this a part of this study. But then when you go into it, that's when you understand exactly that, as you say, organizations do best if them study the ants, which is really the bottom line on that. How important, though, is protest, as the theme says, from protest to production? In the name of Marley Marcus Messiah Garfield.
Yes, man.
Yes.
I'm Marcus Garfield, see me?
Yes. I can hold him up for the camera.
The human being learns so much more from the other animals.
Holding up to the camera.
Yes. See him read. Him write and him read and him proofread. Him read where him write before it print or before it goes. Anyway, long story short, the human being study the animal and learn from them. So now, you go stand up on an ant's nest. When I talk about a little, I wouldn't want to call them idiot ants, but a little simpler. Go stand up on a black ant's nest. Or a red ant's nest, and what happened? Go stand up there.
No, and I mean, you tell me to stand up there. Enough time it happened to me, I'm not going to do it again.
What?
Stand up on ant's nest. Me not do it again.
Why?
Yeah, man, them rush you, man. Problem.
In protest.
In
protest with muscle. Him not just protest with mouth, you know.
Yes.
A teeth and tongue, not just talking alone. So now protest. That is protest.
That is protest.
And we, the African people, and a 400 year we don't know. A 500 year. Some people talk about 400 year.
400 because obviously,
just
back in
the day when the protest is it was 400. What is 100 years ago?
1925. 1925, them put Marcus Garvey a prisoner in America.
100
that
years
time,
ago.
them a hunt him for more than 5 years now, but them couldn't find a law. They make a law. And they make an organization. To hold him and for hold him organization. Them organizing, just like how we see the ants protest and we say, right, to the say for guard your house, you know. And we run left there.
Put the finger up on the red
so it is the American, when them see the Jamaican, come, left here 1916, Marcus Garvey left here and go America. And when him go to America, within 2 years, he is the most popular speaker amongst the black people. And the Americans say, that's 2 years time, 1916, 1918. The black man, them start come home from World War I when them save the world, Reach back to America after them save the war. And I walk down the road and see a white woman look good. And say, hello, baby. You looking nice. And me just save you and make you walk free now. And she vexed because her husband tell her, say, any black man called to her, come home, come tell me. And it's when she go tell him, them come back organize and lynch him. The most amount of lynching going on, 1918 and 1919, Black men are get killed by the hundreds. Black men are get killed by the 100. Time signal.
One of the songs, thank you so much, Jerry. From King on set with us this morning is social historian, political historian, and broadcaster himself, Jerry Small. Jerry, we're talking about the theme for the day, which is from protest to production. Up Your Mighty Race, the future is now. And the importance of protest. We cannot underscore the importance of protest. And I think we have to make a distinction between protest and demonstration and holding up placards. In other words, what do we understand protest to mean? What is protest?
We take some action and make people know that we're serious and you have to get up off our back. And not only that, if you touch a woman and children.
Amilcar Cabral. Leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yes. Because, so that protest is more than gathering and holding up placards.
It's an ongoing process, especially if you know you are being oppressed and the oppression is ongoing. So you have to have that kind of that protest.
Like we see the teachers doing now. Ongoing. Like we see the teachers doing now.
Well,
yes,
locally. Yeah.
Locally.
Yeah,
because the walkout, remember, 0% in the first year.
That's an insult.
Is an insult.
That's a pay, you pay you talk about.
You're talking about pay.
Them forget more pay because them not only teach them a parent most of the children. Most of the children get the parenting at school and on the sport field. And no, zero.
Well, I've never heard, I don't know. I remember my father used to come from the union meetings because my father used to represent employees and at union meetings. He worked with the parish council and then he worked with the water commission. And, he used to come in and say, boy, they're only offering 1%. But I've never, and that would be a problem, and the conversation in the house, would be, they are going to protest that. But
I don't even think that even in the labor riots days
0%?
that used to happen.
Are there any teachers here? I need to ask a teacher a question because I do not understand it myself. I will not pretend that I understand that 0% offer in the first year. I do not understand
nothing. It means nothing.
It means zero.
Nil?
It means zero.
Zero?
Yeah. So
I mean, you're going to go and get the same money for 1 more year.
So how can you call it an offer?
No, it's an insult. It's an insult,
It is an insult.
Because them add insult to injury. Them injure first and then them insult.
So
what it is that you don't like about oppression is what about oppression you don't like. Apart from the fact that it's oppression, you feel it. Oppression and make the rich richer. Are the thing that you know?
Yes.
The oppression rat, make you rat. Little most me say.
Don't say what you know, but what you nearly say.
Oppression make you rat.
WARTH.
Yes,
when you know say it make.
Let us go to South Africa and come back.
They organize. Oppression is organized to make you richer. Look here. It's not an accident that the people don't have no land, Them organize that you must not have land because you must come and work. If we have land, we're not going to work. We stay home and work or work
and
from
work
home.
the land.
We work from home. You think of them in work from home. So them organize, you must not have the land because you must come and work. And you must have unemployment too. Because if you don't have no unemployment, you're going to demand more money and you have to get it. But when you have unemployment, 20%, 80 teacher in here, I teach. And 20 teacher out the road now have no work. Or 80 laborer out inside our work and 20 out and on our work. Them know that you know want it 0%. All right, open the gate, go home. See some people who work for $15,000 less.
And
I'm
so,
glad to come work. So you must have no land and you must have unemployment.
And must have no say.
And that is the point now, because the say is a vote. Let us say is a vote. But what do you vote for? And you know, so Roger is saying no land, no say.
Yeah.
And part of having the say is having the vote. But as you were pointing out last week, Jerry, the vote was always connected to the land.
Yes. I tricked that. You not forget no gas. Nobody can get gas car gas ration. Then afterward them say, all right, everybody can get 10 gallon of gas. A car you forget, you know. But you're so frightened to get $10 gas. You get vote in Jamaica if you have land. All who own land in Jamaica vote. And apart from vote, them send ship go buy people and own people who come to Jamaica when the ship land them own you. And guess which part them send gone to buy people? A your land where them take away. Them capture you, so you know, from the Red Indian, you know. Then capture one man place. And send go on next man place and say, juke him down and bring him come. And them all who there can vote. All who have land can vote. Once you reach 21 years old and you have land, you can vote. Now Marcus Garvey rise up and I tell you, say, 2 years after Marcus Garvey reach America, the war done and the year them start come home. And Trim call to a white one, them start lynch them. By the hundreds, I don't mean them lynch one or two man, you know. By the hundreds, them lynch black man in a uniform who just come from war, you know. By the hundreds, and that's how Marcus Garvey organization get big enough. Because all of them people that start joining the organization. The whole of the
and that in itself was a form of protest.
Yes.
Because it is to stand up and say, no more, no more, no more. And then what do you do when you say no more? In terms of how you protest. So that protest in whether you want to believe this or not, that protest leads to production. It is when you demonstrate and just left wish out you there and go back go sit down and the same
thing. So Paul Bogle now, as a black man, 30 years after slavery, 30 years after enslavement, abolish them, say, you know. Paul Bogle have the most land as a black man in St. Thomas, you know.
And you were just talking about Paul Bogle.
Paul Bogle no need to move with no poor people, you know. Because you know, say most people want them get education and want them have property. Them not bother move with the rest of the poor people. But Paul Bogle one of them, when he make it, him still move with poor people. And not only that, him talk in a church, I explain things. Because most time pastor not explain things in a church, you know. Him just say, do as I say after me. So
and
Paul
use
Bogle
convenient verses.
Paul Bogle teach and Paul Bogle have land.
Well, the church
and
say,
Paul
amen.
Bogle say a man where a JP a judge, you know. White man a JP have some land. And little more when them work, save up some money and buy a donkey. Just like me, you know. I work at Barclays Bank when I was 19. That time I film for a move. And me drive my car go out, you know, because I don't want nobody knows I'm in a car. And one day I late for work, I'm going to drive a car late and run, go inside. And 10-15 break, so right, I park car, but I'm run go outside. So as I run go outside, I see the whole of the rear light glass on the road. So I'm just lick it and mashed up. And I look on it. And the girl in a bank, big tighty girl, you know. Them come out from break. I see me look on the car and say, what happened to you small? And somebody tell them, say, they just mash up him car. Them say, small, you have a car, you never tell me. Them say, car go show later. All of the brown girl, all of the virgin, you know.
Watch your language. All right, so, take it, brother, take it. You go on.
Yeah, man. So protest is a very important thing. And
I see you having a little problem. You didn't have a car.
Me? I want to tell you, sir, I get my car before I get a license. We just walk in a car mad one day and buy a car and drive it over without a license.
You know, say me. You know, say me.
Do not do that.
No, but
that is wrong.
No, but I just want to tell somebody follow me. You know, say,
Him follow you?
a 10 year me drive taxi. I never have no license till after 10 years.
So I want to make a disclaimer to camera.
I won't see my argument and I'm asking him get so much money, him say him buy 2 taxi and I say him get money. So me
Okay, here
run
is
tax from me at 70 I never have no license.
Well, you know,
parents.
you know, it's interesting. Yeah, interestingly enough, so we had in Jamaica, they talk about from protest to production, up your mighty race, the time is now. Now for IRFM, the time is now. For production, for movement, for another, the next step.
And it has to be an ongoing process because we realize that a lot of, especially now, you can see it even in the political space where, boy, we're way behind, you know, in terms of our whole capacity. I mean, intellectual capacity in terms of how you can say that we're still in a state of almost illiteracy.
Yeah, man, tribalism, man.
Yeah,
tribalism
and that is part of it. Yeah, ignorance.
And turn the people into some Pavlovian dogs, dog-like, because we're not dogs. But you know, the bell is an interesting thing. The bell. And this is not to speak again. The bell itself, the instrument that is the bell.
Yes,
because if you go to ancient Africa, if you go to ancient China, ancient Asia, any of the ancient cultures, the bell can be manipulated in many ways. The bell can be used in hypnotism. The bell can be used to to make people into zombies. You ring the bell and people answer to the bell. Even in Jamaica, you know, because if you look at it, even outside of politics, you go to school and you hear the bell and everybody move. A time for come out of school because you're programmed by the sound of the bell. And I think this is another thing, that, you know, when I saw the Prime Minister announcing the date for the election, and what is so egregious about this is that we have been talking for years and years and years about every time there's an election coming up, you hear the both parties talking about set date for election. So that you don't carry the people through this Pavlovian dystopia.
And it never happened.
But it never happens. So what we do is that we have the people controlled by the sound of the bell. And that bell, when you ring the bell, you're going to announce the election date. That is a serious level of programming, you know. That's a very serious level of programming. And I challenge anyone to go and study ancient history to see how that very sound, that very same sound, that bell, can turn you into zombies. You hear the bell ring and it is time for something. You're programmed like Pavlov's dogs. To do what the bell tell you to do. Instead
and serve this role on the plantations, though.
Of course.
You know,
in the church, the biggest thing is the bell. You know, and so here's the situation. So we have now in Jamaica. Last week we saw, and I'm not sure if Jerry, I know you watched all of it. I'm not sure. Did you see it, Roger? The announcement of the election.
Oh
right?
yes.
In halfway tree, so we saw thousands and thousands of people turning out. Last night, I was up all night watching what was happening in Crossroads. Similar situation, massive crowds in both places, and so people are really pumped up for the upcoming election. But you listen to the rhetoric. You listen to what we are saying to each other and about each other. And it is, for me, you were talking about where the politics is at, where we are as a people. That is a level of ignorance. That is a level of lack of the kind of skills that Mwalimu Marcus Mosiah Garvey is telling us about. The kind of thing, I read this morning about...
Small, yeah, man. You know, Bongo Jerry Small, in terms of shoring up my consciousness, when I was a teenager, you know what Bongo Jerry do? Bongo Jerry give me a book named How Europe Underdeveloped Africa.
Goodness.
From a teenager.
Yes.
I'm read about the back to front and back.
Yes.
Back to front and front,
to back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man. The great man himself.
Walter Rodney.
Who was pretty close to you?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Father to the whole way. Him come see we. Walter Rodney, them talk and write this as if it's Walter Rodney come to Jamaica, come wake up Jamaica. No, he was a student here and he was in Africa. I do some great work.
Tanzania.
And him get a job back at the University of West Indies, and when him reach back here, him comes to do some work. Him write it in a book, you know.
Yes.
People was giving him credit and And him said, no, it's not me starting. Him said, I never started anything in Jamaica. I came to Jamaica and I found a group of young people working, and I decided to attach myself to them.
Yes, he said it.
Male and female.
Yeah.
And I think there's lots coming from the book by Groundings is my brother.
Groundings is my brothers, yes.
Right.
Yes.
An explanation on all of that.
And there's a chapter in that in the book that speaks specifically to what Jerry spoke about.
And for those who don't know, please remember what you're saying. For those who don't know, because we're kind of just glossing over this, we're talking about the great elder Walter Rodney and the friendship that he had with Jerry Small and with Roger's dad.
Yes, and
right?
the young lady, them, male and female.
Male and female, but specifically with because you're here. So,
yes,
and that was a genuine friendship. That was a pretty close friendship. As a matter of fact, the injustice and the oppression meted out to the brethren and the brothers who he was grounded with, and himself by the government of Jamaica, led to serious protest.
Yeah, yes. Man. Riot for days.
Rodney riots. Now known in history as the Rodney riots. Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well, I'm never born still, but
Jerry was there.
Yeah, Jerry was there, so we hear about it.
And look here, I mean, I put it past him for being the Paul Bogle of the Rodney riots, you know. Yeah, but
no, you have now. Jamaica, after Jamaica get independent, Jamaica not get no independence. After Jamaica was declared to be independent, them send Bustamante second, here you share a young man, the bright young man where Buster gone over to. Them send him go United Nations, go a conference. And at that conference, him say, there should be a human rights here in the world to make the people know about human rights. At time human rights abuse in Jamaica by them, you know. But of course, them diverted by said, we should have a human rights here. A United Nations say, yes, let us have a human rights here, but let us reason now and make us see when we can have it. So after them say, make us have it in 1968. That's 5 years' time. 5 years' time. 1967, after them crashing, I'm outside the bank there. We meet him father before, and we say we're going to start a newspaper. And we left the bank 67, and we pull our money. And we start to organize.
What was the newspaper?
Ulipaway, named Black Man Speak. Come off of Garvey. The black man, the Marcus Garvey.
Because a lot of people can identify with that. They have even studied it, not recognizing the genesis of it, you know.
So 1967, we as youth, the time you're a teenager, and most of we are teenager. We say next year we're going to kick up backside in Jamaica about human rights. And they dare not do anything because them did propose human rights here in the world.
And that was a planned protest.
Yes, so after you say your protest, from protest to what?
Production.
We say, well, in 67, so we have to go produce now a newspaper and produce some action, not just protest. And we know that in that year, they have to be very careful how them deal with it because human rights here in Jamaica did suggest it. And that's why I was able to go through the whole heap of thing and them well want to do something and couldn't do nothing. And it's so you have to move strategically and tactically and organize and plan and change plan and adjust plan and all them way. One of the main thing, yes, I fix it. And one of the main thing you have to do is train on yourself how to detect treachery. Treachery are when them infiltrate people amongst you, for mash up the thing and for pull it apart. Them, you know. So that is all.
And that is so important to be able to detect that. And Jerry, out of that, of course, you talk about meeting Walter Rodney coming into Jamaica from Tanzania to the University of the West Indies, and the kind of intellectual discourse, but also he was a social and a scholar activist because he was now grounding with the brothers as opposed to retaining this elitist kind of way that university professors at the time were maintaining.
You know, me a bake pudding and me a run taxi, but me live Augustown. So them come to me and say, "Boy, I meet a youth, you know, come back a Jamaica, come and teach." But him just come from Africa. And him involved in the liberation struggle, because I'm training and have him guns, you know. I'm fighting a liberation, Walter, and I'll do my university lecture at Tanzania. Him in the liberation camp. I train with them and I teach them. And little more, them I teach him over fire gun And the one of them go over South Africa border, go lick off white boy and come back, you know.
This is what we talk about, scholar activist. This is what we talk about. Walter Rodney embodied that as a scholar activist. Make we take a break, come back, because we're going to get to the Rodney riots. A quick break. 2025. It's tribute to Mwalimu Marcus Messiah Garvey. Once again, it is IRI FM's tribute to Mwalimu Marcus Messiah Garvey, coming to you live from the courtyard of IRI FM. We're going through for the entire day, and there's so much more to come this morning, and we'll tell you about that in a little while. The theme, of course, is from protest to production. Up you mighty race, the future is now. When you're in a country that has been oppressed, that has come through slavery and the genocide of an entire people, the Tainos were here first. And even before the Tainos, of course, there were others. But definitely a genocide of Tainos, a genocide of the original people. Then settler colonialism, chattel slavery and settler colonialism, the theft and kidnapping of Africans from the continent of Africa. And what has happened, plantation slavery, then piracy, and piracy led by enslavers. And Jamaica has taken a decision to celebrate a lot of these things, to celebrate the enslavers, to celebrate the so-called pirates. That when you're in a situation
I'm
like
hearing about Pirates Week.
Oh yes. There's a big plan for Pirates Week in Heroes Month, in Heritage Month, in October.
Nah, man, and people are misguided, man.
It's a serious. It's a betrayal.
It's their thing they are celebrating now. They are celebrating how them reach, where them reach now. That's why I was asking you, two-party farm. But I don't know if you want to go back to Rodney.
No, I want to go back. We want to go there, and we also want to go to the Rodney riots because I know that there's great interest in it because we're talking about protest too. But I know that there's so many Jamaicans who have forgotten and who do not know because the Rodney riots not taught in school, you know. We're not supposed to know about this, about the people rise up against oppression. We're not just supposed to know about scholar activism because all that is happening at the university. Make we talk about the Rodney riots.
Yeah.
Yes, Jerry.
yeah. So as we didn't know, young as we was as teenager, we know say when we kick up a storm in a Jamaica, 1968, human rights here. Jamaica, like we have women's here, 1978. I have all different here. Well, 1968 was human rights here. And we know say if we kick up a storm in a Jamaica about the wickedness and no human rights in Jamaica, the government have to be careful with it because the spotlight, so that's how we have to plan tactically and strategically. So now, when we are going with our activity, not only the government of Jamaica hear about our activity, Walter Rodney also hear about our activity. And some of the students in M class now realize him just come from Africa and him did in the liberation movement. And we was collecting money for go send for go help buy gun to liberate Africa. Because that we used to do as youth, you know. The youth them today now, we can't criticize them now. Anyhow them stay bad is our fault, you know, because we bring them up, you know. The youth them today not that much involvement, but a certain amount of them is involved in the whole African struggle. A certain amount of the youth them conscious, and you know that. So anyway, one day Peter Phillips as a dreadlock youth come to me in August and say, he want to carry me go introduce to one lecturer who just come at the university and him just come from Africa and him have links in the liberation struggle so we can know how now we go send some money or some arms go give them to help them. And so me meet Walter Rodney. Well, all right. The government hear about the activity because we are going, just like how them hear about the activity here today. And Walter Rodney here. Walter Rodney joined with me. His father live on McGregor Gully. You know McGregor, a female that. You know McGregor Gully? In a Kingston, I want Gully. Because you know, say, almost the Gully them we can't capture, you know. The Gully are the place them where the upper people them now want. So we capture Gully Bank, and we leave a Gully Bank, and we all right. So most Rastaman, most Gaviite, capture Gully Bank, are dump. So the whole of Trenchtown and the whole of West Kingston are dump and Gully. Anyway, long story short, him start going everywhere we go. And meanwhile, we are doing things. Him tell how I go in Africa. And But him start travel to the same year when him there. I come back to Jamaica, I'm a teacher at university now. Every 3 months, him make a trip outside, go make some links. But when him go outside, now him attack hard against the Jamaica government. You know? You hear me? When him go out there as a Guyanese, him not born a Jamaica, him a African, but him born a Guyana. And we are not really Jamaican, but them call it Jamaican. And sometimes use the term too. Him a Guyanese. Him go to foreign and him attack against what go on in Jamaica. But sometimes, although we're younger than him, we have said to him, say, you have to be careful certain thing when you say when you go outside, because True you're not born in Jamaica, True is not a citizen. Then we ban you from come back and make them take away your job at university. But him said to me, say, boy, I'm not caring. But him didn't really care. But eventually, way down in October, 1968 was a big year around the world, you know. Big protests and things are going all around the world, you know. And them decide to keep a big meeting in Canada where all black people are right about black people problem. Writing, all writers, black people, they go have a conference of the black writers in Canada. So him go to a conference there. And a big uproar because one of the biggest topic was Jamaica and what go on in Jamaica.
And so our listeners understand what was happening in Jamaica at the time. When you talk about anti-blackness, anti-Africa, anti the people, the oppression of the people, they were even banning books.
Black books.
Black books.
Any book where teach the black people about them history. The government said that now coming to the country.
And that was the government. Who was the prime minister at the time?
A guy named Shearer. Him are the forerunner for wholeness. And him a Bustamante second. But it is very important to talk about how them two parties start at Jamaica.
Before you go down there, Jerry, and we talk about protests, and then we as little youth in the 70s, you know, toddlers.
Yeah.
And we learned about protests, and one of the protests that we learned about them time that, well, we are talking about it kind of radical to based off our upbringing, and we kind of didn't know certain things, but we never know as well at the same time. And one of the protests that came through the 70s that filtered down to the youth was how you spell English. You know how you spell English? Them time as a little youth?
How you spell it? No, I mean, no.
So English. Every night, ganja light in a Shearer house. So because of what happened them time, the protest filtered down to we, and so we'll know about them things there. So we talk about protests, so the protest start from them time, that generation, that's how we know about it.
And we were picking up on that as high school student later on now in the 80s, where we tapped again into the spirit of Walter Rodney, where we were tapping into the spirit of Rastafari. And so the social activism in the classrooms at St. Mary High School was for me as a radical, as you will then, because my father used to say I'm a radical out on a limb. And you're writing protest poetry, because that was my thing. We're writing what we call jazz poetry, but we call it jazz poetry for protest. This is what we were doing as a child, right? A young child in high school. But within the context of Walter Rodney, the very same thing filtered down to us. I want to take 2 sentences, Jerry, to talk about the riots. I'm not hearing myself. I don't know if you're all hearing me on the radio, but I'm totally not hearing anything on the headphones. But quickly, so what all of that led to when Walter Rodney went to Canada and he was out of Jamaica, talking about what was happening, the oppression by the government of Jamaica, of the people of Jamaica, that when he on his way back to Jamaica, he was literally banned. Was it in the plane or up in the air before he come down?
When the plane reach a Palisades, them stop him, them go up on the plane, step and stop him and say, can't come back in. Can't come back in.
Persona non grata.
Yeah.
So that led to...
Well, another brother that come with him, they'd go to the conference, Professor Robert Hill, but he wasn't professor yet. So, of course, him escape and come make we know, say, them stop Walter Airport. But from March, we know say to go up, you know. Because we want him, you know.
Right.
All right. that go up, you know, so you know, say that go up one night time. One night time when you go with them, now go make a comeback. So we prepare for that also. So the man will escape from out of the airport and come up Augustown. Because I know say, a evening time, when we have a little time for relax, we go in our yard and we do a reason together. And we are smoke and we are eat and we are drink. And them come make you know say, them stop Walter right near the airport, you know. So we did not know what we was going to do.
And then when we talk about from protest to production, because here we are, children of Morley Marcus Mosiah Garvey, students of Walter Rodney. That protest was led by the brethren.
Yeah, brethren and sisters. Never say all
I know we said brethren.
Brethren and sisters.
Because we come from the Pentecostal church.
Because I tell you, yes, I know.
Everybody,
because right? I tell you this, if it wasn't for the woman in the Garvey movement, Garvey thing wouldn't reach where it reached.
So led by the brethren and sisters that Walter Rodney was grounding with,
yes,
and even others. How big was it and what really happened?
Well, hear this now. It's a couple of hundred that we are moved together, you know, all over Kingston and all over Jamaica. But when we hear about it now, we know say anytime it happens, we are go up to the university. We are going to the university and we are going to wake up the student them and we are going to make them know what happened and we know them are going to join me. So we go up to the university at midnight and we all are meeting up there from about 8 o'clock right back till midnight. I say morning we are going to road.
I'm not sure. Okay, we are having problem on set, right? So I'm not hearing myself. I'm not quite sure if the same thing is happening with Roger. But we're going to take safe travel on the gravel. Take your time. Come in easy. We're going to be at it late. Dr. Amina Blackwood Meeks will be speaking today. Brother Akomu Tota will be speaking today. And other speakers we have. Tell me who are the other speakers we have on the... Shamar, what other speakers we have. But just to let you know that, you know, you've got time, take your time, come in. No speeding, take it easy, obey the road codes, etc. Because we know we have a situation on the island of lots of carnage on the road. So just come in with the blessings and the guidance of the ancestors, ancestral protection, the protection of Morley Marcus Mosiah Garvey as you come in, the spirits of the ancestors. We say ancestor come all the time, you know, because we recognize that we are, we are our ancestor, but Mr. the brethren right over there, so I smoke a really good weed, you know, and the dog puffing puff out of me taking everything. So if me get high around here, you don't understand where I go on. Listen, my father, what kind of wedding? What I just about in the car? What that? What you have there? The ganja.
Good old ganja.
Anyway, I'm taking everything. Look here, man. House of Seba is here, you know. I mean, no, say them of the, look here, man. Come, my brethren. When you want to talk about, House of Seba is doing something really great, and I'm not sure if you know about this, both Jerry or Sitya. Yeah, man. Hold on, let me ask you about it. Jerry, let me pass it there, Roger. Let me pass it there, so I can kind of block in. All right. Yes, my sister, tell me about this. Tell me about this before we go talk to House of Seba fully.
Greetings. So this is Don Mama Seba from the House of Seba, and we just, as usual, you know, you don't want to come and don't bring anything for you. So we ensure this time to ensure that you get some pre-rolls.
Wow. Yes, wow. Give me another microphone, because I have enough work to say. Give the sister. Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
So you have the weight and treble, which is an indica, and you also have the cherry pie, which is an indica. So
indica this, sacramental, ganja, Sitya, all on them, make me hold it up. You see this?
You can read all the back.
Yeah, one thing for Roger, because I'm not Roger, no man, you know. This is, I'm going to say this clearly upon the people on radio and TV, you know. We're streaming live. Roger, you're going to have your own, get your own. No, hello! No! You never carry for Roger. You can't get Jerry, but you never carry no Roger. Roger, you're going to get your own. I'm joking. All right, so they said, used in reverence for meditation, manifestation, and thanksgiving to His Imperial Majesty. This herb is not for recreational use. It is sacred, ancestral, and ceremonial.
Just like
Want to get that? So you have some years of a sell if the people want some?
No, we never.
Hey, Shane Clark! Shane! Where's the Shane? Okay, I want to put on some.
I just saying, remember that I'm inside.
Remember that you're inside there, Shane. Look here now. I'm going to make sure I secure something for Shane. So how much me have?
You have 3 of them.
Shane, how much me have? I can't get none. Yeah, Shane, only 3 me have. You can't get none of this, Shane. Go for Shane, eh? I'm joking, Shane. Shane, I can get one of my pack here. You want to come for? Are you, okay, I'm going to ask DJ Collision if I can do it for you. I see I'm working, but just like I'm carry one of this now. He's not from Maine right now. DJ Collision, can you just go get Shane for me, please? Just make sure I send it to Shane quick, you know. Right. So DJ Collision have your pack. So we're out of there. He might type of who came it, but hold this to me then. I'm not coming out get nobody else. No. But, eh? I said we get one of. That's why I'm put it far. Yeah. Anyway, I love what you're doing. Let me just say that because what you've done is we talk about the fact that Rastafari has been so left out of the whole process of the decriminalization and ultimate legalization of ganja, but also from all perspective, not because one of the things that we talk about a lot here on the island is medicinal, and when it comes to Rastafari, they talk about sacramental, but those who are really tapping into the economics of ganja, it's not for the most part Rastafari, but House of Seba has been fighting a good fight and package it. Yes, a good fight, you know, a fight.
Give many thanks for noticing.
Yes.
You know, and for the encouraging words at all times. We're very grateful for that.
Tell me a little bit about the struggle, because
well, we really don't even we don't speak about the struggle particularly because we do
tell
not
me about
embrace.
the success.
But the success, we have been able to, on every occasion, you know, promote and provide good, not just any regular dibbly scribbly, but good sacramental ganja for the Rastafari brethren.
Yes.
You know, and they don't want to say elders, but you know, the seniors, the ancients,
yes,
who fought the fight,
yes,
and are unable right now to plant any ganja at all.
Yes.
So we ensure to them get the good things.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
The packaging
and
is
you
first
see
class,
that kind of
global,
blessing. You see the blessing that we get from those hydrants.
Yes.
I think that is what is fueling the success.
Yeah.
It's like no matter how hard anything at all would come at us, we're just so resilient. I think, not even Marcus Garv, listen up, I'm telling you, we have to just give thanks. So you see the energies from the hydrants that are here, you, everybody, it is what is fueling us.
It is. Listen, I am very proud of the work you're doing. I am motivated by how you're going about it. When I saw the packaging and the presentation, this is global. This is at an international, global standard. And this is the only thing you have because you have packaged so much more. No, so that we can show the people. You know, all right, so in the microphone. Oh, thank you so much. Because you come for a different reason here now today.
Rastafari live. So we want to highlight that the works that House of Seba is doing is a part of a broader work that an organization called RMO is doing. Rastafari Mansions and Organizations. So the work is delegated amongst different individuals. So we know see each one, advocacy carrying out their duty, events carrying out their duty. So I is a part of the Rasta arm of the RMO, which is Raga. And we have one of the most important things we need to do today is highlight the fact the Rasta man right. We want ones and ones for step cross Negos.
Come to Negos, my brother, yes?
It's a teamwork, I don't know, one thing.
And pick up the RMO, Sister Karida and the team, Dr. Karida. Big up the team, the RMO.
Aye.
Yes.
Big up RMO every time. So we got Ras Negos now, Black and Soul about the Rastafari rights, because in my brethren of IC say it more for the years can understand, you know?
Yeah. And what we talk about from protest to production, this is a material manifestation point of production and protest mixed up in a one. Yes, my brother.
Rastafari.
Give thanks.
Yes, I give thanks. Yes, well, concerning Rastafari sacrament rights, sacramental rights, it's not something where just exists recent. This is from 1945, whenever one have the right. 1948, whenever one have the right for, express them religion, So that was a right for Rastafari have long before 2015, but whenever able, for access the right, even now we just start getting the victory concerning the right, because presently, we see where we got caught just Thursday gone.
And before you talk about the court case, and this is the point we're making now, because Rastafari protest has been many over the years, and you're talking about gaining the victory at this point, and it is an ongoing process. One of the things that has dogged in a serious way the success of these struggles, if you will. I know you don't deal with the struggles, but the fight to gain the victory include the fact that over so many moons, Rastafari has been persecuted and prosecuted for the possession of and growing of and you name it, all kinds of stuff. We used to read it here in the newsroom. We used to change, because them used to call it weed, and we change it to ganja, you know, in every script. Remember, we did that from 1990. So that was even part of the protest as somebody who was working in the newsroom. But you have been through the courts, Rastafari generally, and now we're seeing the wins. Now we're seeing the victory. Talk to us about that last victory through the courts. So that was a massive one.
Yeah, it's a journey, you know, but I mean, from 2015, you know, them bring an act, which is a Sacramental Act, you know, 2015 Dangerous Drugs Amendment, you know, and from that time now, we realize that the Rastafari rights involve a rule against possession of ganja, now apply to Rastafari. You know, and you know, Rasta have the right to cultivate ganja. And the Rastafari virgin or assistant over the age of 18 have the right to cultivate ganja. You see, so all of them things that we have a right to keep an exempt event and all of these things, you know, from 2015. So even now what you see I go on, it's just justice in delay, you know, but we still give thanks that a virgin can go in at the courthouse now with 295 pounds of herbs.
Right.
And, you know,
give us a background of the case first. You want to tell us?
Yeah, give thanks. All right, this is Ras Kamau. So
Ras Kamau, we're brethren. I mean, at the studio with the whole heap over the years.
Give thanks. All right, so there's a space in St. Elizabeth known as Zion House, Zion Yard, and so they grow herb and have herb as a sacrament. There was a brethren there who he's a Rastafari in the physical, you know, but he's a very skilled grower. So he's the one who takes care of the plants and so on. The lead person for this space wasn't actually there. Police went there and saw the brethren and went into the storage room, saw the ganja, and decided to arrest the brethren. Good thing for us, we got bail for him at the same time. But as you know, we're going through the whole court case up until Thursday, where we were successful in having all charges dropped. Thing. Right, and also the right to get back the ganja.
It's a massive victory.
Massive.
So, but lay it out for us so that our listeners understand exactly what happened. How much ganja and the ruling of the court.
Right. So after deliberation, the judge, the clerk of the court decided that the brethren, there were 3 charges. They were for cultivation, for storing, and for caramel, the third one. But it's 3 charges.
What's the distribution?
No, it wasn't distribution. It was storage, cultivation, and another one. Can't remember.
Shema, we have the document.
Yeah.
So let me just have a look at the document.
And bear in mind, the ganja was actually under sacramental space, you know. Anyway, after the judge made the ruling that all charges will be dropped, there was also a request from our part that we need to get back the ganja because it's our sacrament.
Right.
So the court had to actually issue a letter saying, giving an order that the ganja should be returned to its rightful owner. We are yet to get that done. We're in a process to go through with that, but it is actually I one.
Them still have it?
Well, it's still somewhere. The narcotics said.
Oh, you hope so?
We got the letter, but we want to mobilize ourselves first in going for the ganja. So we don't want to just go in there like want to make sure.
When did they take it?
It was on the 3rd of July this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the ruling of the court is that all charges are dropped.
All charges are dropped.
And the ganja must be returned.
Yes, and all that came in one letter signed by the clerk of the court on behalf of the judge.
How big is that?
That's a really phenomenal blessing for us, you know, because we notice really and true that we have been getting more and more raids, and the amount keep getting bigger and bigger. So Babylon needs to realize now that there's a lot of ganja out there that is being used by Sacrament. Right now we have 200 sacred sacramental spaces right across Jamaica.
I saw another one in the newspaper since this happened. Yeah, I think maybe yesterday or the day before there was a report in the newspapers of another such raid. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, man. So
at least of confiscation.
Right, so we say it's new times and new day in Jamaica, you know, and we want the public to be aware of their rights, Rastafari to be no right, but the police, we actually requested a meeting with the police commissioner since last month, and we still have not got that meeting, not even our acknowledgement that we're asking for the meeting.
Look, because we're streaming to the entire world, so the cameras here, just look into one of them and talk to the police commissioner, even though it's election time.
Commissioner Dr. Kevin Blake, we actually wrote a letter today requesting a meeting on behalf of RMO and Raga. I actually came to the head office in Kingston and dropped off a letter myself on behalf of the community, and we still have not gotten any kind of response, any reply, and we're looking forward to that meeting anytime now. We don't want to wait until after the 3rd or around the 3rd. We want the meeting now if they can really facilitate that. Give thanks. Because we have issues to deal with. Because really and truly, the officers out there, some of them know, but some still don't know, and there's like a gray area, and so them use a gray area now to manipulate and take advantage of the situation of Rastafari people have a ganja.
Yeah. Give thanks. Yes, my brother.
Yes, give thanks. So, as the item here, 295 pounds of herb was taken from the Rastafari brethren.
Just come forward, my brother. Come forward, yeah.
Yeah, as the item here, ones and ones, in the space, in the yard, who would listen to the radio, who would watch TV, 295 pounds of herb was taken from the Rastafari brethren, the Rastafari space. The judge ordered it released. It is clear the Rastafari have their right to possess their sacrament and do what they want to do with it. So don't make the police tell us, no again. Say the Rasta man having right. Want to them turn up for the right. And I make Babylon come trample I and I. Give thanks.
All right. Loud and clear.
All Rastafari island wide from your past 18 years and older, the government of Jamaica is now acknowledging our right that we did have a long time. Stay up for no right, Virgin. Contact RMO if you're a Rastafari and want a strength. Find RMO Virgin and Sister and contact them. A Rastafari, we say.
How we contact
them? We don't talk about just ganja, right?
Bongo Cherry Small here too. Marcus Garvey sponsors Lavender Moon Villas, Breadnut Hill, Ocheria, St. Anne, and Experience 34. Hayes Enterprise Limited, Hardware, Wholesale and Manufacturers, the One-Stop Shop Center. Iris Spring Water, Nature's Bounty in a Bottle. Jam Villa, where your dreams and all your celebrations begin. Tad's Records, celebrating Jamaica 63 with reggae music featuring Jesse Royal. Tide is high. Jesse Royal, Tad's Record, the ultimate reggae experience. And Solid Rock Events and Planning Limited for all your stage lighting and all your solutions.
Back with you live inside of the courtyard of IRI FM. We're here all day. It is August 17, 2025. 138 years of Mwalimu Marcus Messiah Garvey and going strong. From protest to production, up you mighty race. The future is now. What time is it? Now. It's interesting because all the way say, what time is it? The two political parties, they say, what time is it too? The PNP say, what time is it? And them says, time come.
Yeah.
And the JLP say, what time is it? And they say, 1 p.m. And we say, what time is it? And we say, no.
We say, no, right.
Very interesting.
You know, but back to, House of Sheba and the struggles.
I have the letter.
I have the letter.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm kind of upset that after the law was amended to facilitate Rastafari and, their rights as a religious belief and sacraments and so on, to know that the police, members in the police force are still carrying out behaviors of the antiquated past. And the law is there. And, and you still have to go court.
How does this happen without the complicity of the government?
It must be complicit somewhere along the line, because there's a gray area, and as Virgin say, they might exploit the gray area, and that gray area needs to flush out.
I'm looking at, just before you respond, Jerry, so I'm looking at the letter that was sent from the courts, the St. Elizabeth Parish Court, to the, well, it says to whom it may concern, but it's specifically to the brother whose ganja was confiscated. And the offenses were a whole heap of counts, Possession of ganja, count 1, right? Possession of ganja, count 2. Possession of ganja, count 3. dealing in ganja count 4, dealing in ganja count 5, dealing in ganja count 6, using premises to store ganja count 7, using premises to store ganja count 8, cultivating ganja count 9.
9 charges.
And then the judge says, reference is made to the matter. Our records indicate that the brethren, that is not the word of the judge, but me said, appeared before the St. Elizabeth Parish Court on the 14th day of August 2025, charged with the above mentioned offense. On all the above mentioned date, no evidence was offered, and the accused was discharged on all counts. The judge also ordered that the ganja was seized by the officers on the 3rd of July 2025 is to be released forthwith and returned to the owner's representatives of Zion Yard. Signed by the clerk of courts.
And up here, what you see?
Talking the microphone.
Up here, what you see here, sir?
Yes.
What?
This is Latin, you know. Rex versus Andy Blake.
Rex who?
That is the thing. This is the king.
Rex mean king.
Rex Regina.
Yeah, king.
So this is the
versus
king
him.
against we.
Yeah, because when you're charging the law, you know, when you're charged under the law, and then carry before the court, it's the king's court, you know. Which part we are keep this assembly, you know?
Let's get a seat for Brother Akomutocha.
Which part?
Brethren, sorry, Jerry, go ahead and talk, Jerry, but I forgot.
Where are we keeping this?
Come here, sir, Brother Akomutocha.
Where are we keeping this thing, you know?
Here?
Yeah.
We could get a chair for Brother
Coconut Grove.
No, man, no. Where you call yourself?
IRFM.
Yeah, IRFM what?
Courtyard.
Courtyard. That's not a joke, you know.
Yeah.
The king court, you see?
Yes.
I am quarters.
Sorry.
I am quarters outside of where him live. And when you do nothing, anytime you broke the law, you offend the king. So when you charge with that, when I'm charged, where your name? All right, when I'm say Kerry Graham versus what?
Rex.
When I'm charged, them say this case here is Kerry Graham versus the king versus Kerry Graham. Because you offend the king. Because you drive 90 miles an hour in a Wuchi. And that the king not like that.
And who is the king? That's the thing, you know. Who is the king? The king is Charles III.
The third.
Without the age. Charles III is the king.
Yeah.
No,
so when you have ganja, you mustn't have ganja. Or him say, you know if you have ganja. So you charge.
Even as we go into an election on September 3, Jamaica is still kowtowing and is still the property, the government of Jamaica, His Majesty's government and His Majesty's loyal government and loyal opposition. Their first order of business and their first duty and responsibility, both the opposition and the government, their first duty is to the King of England.
All right, we're the one who win the election. The one who head the government, what his name? The one who head the government, what his name? Prime Minister. You know where minister mean? You know what minister mean? Minister means servant. And prime means chief servant. Like how you would have 5 maids or 5 gardeners, but you have the head gardener. Well, Holiness is the chief servant, not of the people of Jamaica. He's the chief servant of Charles in England. All of the ministers is minister of the king in England. And the members of parliament is member of the king parliament, not your parliament.
And their first duty is to Charles and his heirs and successors, that mean William the lazy and George the little baby. This is the reality of our condition on this island in Jamaica. Even as I set up last night, all night, watching the hundreds of thousands of people in Crossroad, and Sunday before that, watching the hundreds of thousands of people in Halfway Tree, ready to vote for a party.
The two parties.
And ready to two parties.
And who the two parties serve?
The King of England. The King of England. The King of England, you understand, Charles, who cheated on his wife, Diana, with Camilla.
And they are competing to serve him. I compete for serve him, you know.
And we don't talk about Jimmy Savile and the pedophiles in that space. Do you understand where we are as a nation? Do you understand where we are as a people? That we are so excited to go vote?
All right.
Go vote for what?
So may I ask something now? May I ask something now? just before 1930.
Jerry, hold the 1930 because you know, so we have to go to one business. So hold a set there. Shane,
I listen to everything on IRFM. IRFM on Sunday. IRFM on Monday. IRFM on Tuesday. IRFM on Wednesday. IRFM on Thursday. I said on Friday is IRFM and on Saturday is IRFM.
Welcome to the official live drawing of the Supreme Ventures Lottery Games. This could be your lucky day. Get your tickets out and let the games begin.
Good morning to you. It is a Sunday, August the 17th, 2025. I am Taiba and welcome to our early bird game draw. Before we begin, here's a quick look at last night's winning numbers. All our games, they're being supervised by the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission and observed by the independent auditing firm PwC. Let's put some money in your top draw. We start at $200,000. So here now are your winning top draw numbers and good luck. Your first number coming down is the number 13. That's followed by 3. Your third number, here it comes, 8. Now after 8 we have lucky number 1. And just in case you have plans for the jackpot, you're gonna need 20. So now let's pick a play with our dollars game. I hope you're feeling lucky. The winning numbers are coming your way. Let's start dollars off with 27. Next up, we have 16. Your third number coming down is 21. Now, after 21, we have the number 28. Coming down next, 23. And after 23, what will it be? Lucky number 3. Here comes 18. And coming down slowly but surely.
Not so sure what's happening, but I hope that you're hearing us.
I'm certain. We are back. All right, this is the Marcus Garvey celebrations here on IRFM. And of course, our sponsors, Lavender Moon Villas, Breadnut Hill, Otria, Senan, and Experience to Live For. Hey Enterprise Limited Hardware, Wholesale and Manufacturers, the One-Stop Shop Center. Iris Spring Water, Nature's Bounty in a Bottle. Jam Villa, where your dreams and all your celebrations begin. Taz Record, celebrating Jamaica 63 with Jamaica's music, featuring Jesse Royal, Tide is High, Jesse Royal, Taz Record, the ultimate reggae experience, and Southern Rock Events and Planning Limited for all your stage lighting and all your solutions.
Back with you inside of the IRFM's courtyard. It is the Coconut Grove courtyard, IRFM headquarters. It is August 17, 2025, and look at that, another year, our annual celebration to Mwalimu Marcus Mosiah Garvey. 138 years of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Mr. Garvey, if you please. I recall this morning as I was coming in, Queen Mother Mariam Samad, because I thought about where we were as a nation, and I said, you know, I'm listening to a lot of people talking about the different celebrations, the different tributes that are happening today for Mwalimu Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And here we call him Mwalimu. Rupert Lewis told us many years ago, 2006 or thereabouts, when he did the lecture. We had the annual lecture for the different ancestors and the different heroes and sheroes. And Rupert Lewis gave the Mwalimu Marcus Mosiah Garvey lecture. And at that time, we said Mr. Garvey. And in his lecture, he reminded us that Marcus Garvey himself was called Mwalimu in places on the continent of Africa. And he told us what that meant. Simply meaning teacher. And so since 2005, 2006, we have been saying here at IRFM, Mwalimu Marcus Mosiah Garvey, just to say teacher. Queen Mother Mariam Samad, Jerry, over the years, has said to us, say Mr. Garvey. That was before we had Mwalimu. And she said that so that we would, when we say Mr. Garvey, had enough respect for Mwalimu. And I begin to think about how we have disrespected that. You laid it out for us this morning. They took everything from him to kill him. But you cannot kill an idea, and you cannot kill a spirit. And we have been gathering in his name and paying tribute to him and living by his philosophies from we know ourselves. But if we go back to that place where we say Mr. Garvey or Mwalimu, when we have a stage show in a Mr. Garvey's name or Mwalimu's name, we would get the right people on the stage show. This is in the name of Mr. Garvey. And I'm looking at all the stage shows that are planned in Mwalimu's name today. Them call it Garvey Stage Show. Everywhere, Garvey Stage Show. And it is because they're saying, especially because they're saying Garvey Stage Show. Why? In the name of Mwalimu Marcus Mosiah Garvey, they've got some of the most foul-mouthed, vulgar, disrespectful artists on some stage show in the name of Mwalimu. We said, down with that! Down with that! Down with that! And where you gather today in the name of Mwalimu Marcus Mosiah Garvey, understand you're gathering in the name of the ancestor, Mwalimu. And this is serious business. Serious business. So know what you're doing. Whatever stage show you enter today in Mr. Garvey's name, ensure that you pay tribute to and that you honor the spirit of Mwalimu Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Yes, sir.
And especially between 1927 and 1935, Marcus Garvey was the top promoter of stage show and plays and all kind of cultural activity in Jamaica. Top promoter. And Marcus Garvey produced Bim and Bam, Louise Bennett, Ronnie Williams, and most of those other things. After them take over everywhere, he was able to secure Eloise Park down Orange Street there. Our Butch Stewart family own the place now. Where you say, what name?
Rainforest.
Seafood Rainforest. But that was the biggest. That was the biggest promotional place, stage show place. And when PNP formed, they acquired it. And after a while, they look like them lose it. But it's which part Butch Stewart place now.
And that is some more context, so we understand what we're doing and how we're doing it.
I'm just kind of a bit surprised, though, that they never managed to, even over the years, just like how they would have held on to Liberty Hall and for cultural and, purposes and heritage, they did manage to hold on to Eloise Park, where, I'm wondering if it's too late now.
You're surprised? Well, it's not too late.
It's not too late, But when you have a people's movement where take political action in Jamaica, those things will be done. Because remember, Liberty Hall also was one of the top places in Jamaica, like Ward Theatre, where you produce all of these creative things. And they said that them take it now and them take Liberty Hall and turn a cultural set and so on and so on. But because there's no real active organization of the UNIA in Jamaica now, the governments, both of them, both PNP and JLP, have been able to confine the ownership of Liberty Hall as still a government place, and them decide who can get it and who you can do there.
And you're speaking about Liberty Hall. You'd have been there with us back in the 90s as...
All right, let's take the break and come right back.
All right.
Ruby's Portmore Causeway is now open.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much. We appreciate love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're getting all of the farm products, and thank you for that. All right, so Brother Akko, I know you're going to be speaking later on, and we don't want to take too much away from your speech, but I know that you have been very much involved in protest yourself. We're looking at understanding what protest is, and to say that there's really no difference between protest and production. It is, one is if you will, one is a material manifestation of the other. In as far as our liberation struggle is concerned, as far as we as African peoples are concerned, so that protest is critical to any kind of liberation struggle, especially the African liberation struggle. Your own take on this?
Well, Sister Kabu, as Africans throughout the world, we have never gotten anything progressive without protest. I don't know that the political system and the political process as we know it has given us anything except confusion, wars, hunger, misery. Everything we have gotten as a people have been through protest and fighting for it. So protest is extremely important. When I saw the theme of the conversation, my first thought on it was it can't be either or, it has to be both.
It has to be both. It's a coin with both sides. I mean, there's none without the other.
We can't stop protesting. I mean, as long as the system exists, we can't stop protesting. And not only can we not stop protesting, we have to work to destroy the system, and I make no apologies for this.
And that is, and build upon that for us, Brother Ako. We have to work to destroy the system. That is a very radical statement in these times, but not in this space. So you're free to tell us what that means.
Well, I could quote Bob Marley, a revolution is the only solution. But
we could quote Amilcar Cabral.
Yep.
There you see. And if we start quote
so
Amilcar and Bob, you know it go.
I have always been committed to revolutionary transformation. Even though I engaged in the political process, it was more tactic than strategy.
Talk to us about that political process that you engaged in. Let me give Jeremy a microphone now. But before I do that, just talk to us about the political process that you yourself engaged in Trinidad.
Okay. So, as a teenager, we had what was called in Trinidad the 1970 Black Power Revolution. And for those who may not be familiar with that event or those events, it was a very transformative event in Trinidad and Tobago. It began in 1968 with some protest in support of students in Canada. And that's part of the problem with the Caribbean, or history is not told. So there are a number of Caribbean students at what was called Sir George Williams University. It's now called Concordia. Somehow it's not...
Same place where the black writers...
So in 1968, there was a protest in Canada at what was called Sir George Williams University. It's now called Concordia, in which black students from the Caribbean felt they were discriminated against by white professors. And so there are a number of Trinidadians, Jamaicans, Guyanese, people from St. Vincentians and so on, students from across the Caribbean, the cream of the crop. And so these students decided they were not going to continue to be victimized. And so they burned down the computer station in the university. They burnt it down in a protest. And the Canadian courts decided that they were going to persecute these students and give them years in prison. So because there was a significant amount of Trinidadians and Tobagonians, I think the majority of the students were Trinidadians, as a matter of fact. Yeah, and so in Trinidad, we decided to hold a protest. The students at the university started it with a protest against the Governor General at the time of Canada. It was called Roland Michener. And so he came to the campus and they decided that, no, you're not going to come here. And then that protest spread to the city, in which we organized protests against the church and other institutions we felt were symbols of oppression and symbols of discrimination against our people. And you have to understand, in the context of that time, a black person in Trinidad could not get a job in a bank. All the banks were white-owned. Royal Bank of Canada, Bank of Nova Scotia, American
So
banks.
we can identify with that, because the very same thing was happening here on the island.
Exactly. All the banks were owned by white people. And so one of the protests was against Canadian banks, and the Canadians were the principal bankers in Trinidad and Tobago at the time. And so these events led to 56 days of continuing protest every single day, until around April 21st, the movement felt that it was in a stage where we could overthrow the state. And there was a call for a strike, a general strike, in which we were going to occupy the cities and basically collapse the system. At that time, the government called the army out to massacre the people.
Wow.
And the army decided they were not going to.
Hold that point, Brother Aqua. Take a quick break at the point of the government calling the army to massacre. Specifically to Trinidad and Tobago. We are one wherever we are. And we heard from Walimu Marcus Messiah Garvey this morning through his speech on organization, talking about how as a region we must organize together and with continental Africa. The protest is one protest. The liberation struggle is one liberation struggle, and the victory is our victory. So you're saying that there was a time leading up to, out of that protest, where the government called in, Brother Akko, the army or the military to massacre.
Yeah, and so the this thing is, the army.
You're not hearing too well. Is it bothering you? All right. So let's if it's not working, you can take it off.
So they called out the army, and the army refused. The junior soldiers. So there was a mutiny in the army, and what was called a state of emergency was declared. And so a dusk-to-dawn curfew was implemented. No one could move. You can't go out. If you went out, you were shot on sight. That's basically what it was. But it's important to know a point you are making. Williams was still there.
Jerry, microphone, Jerry.
A principal figure.
That was Eric Williams?
Yeah, Eric Williams. A principal figure in the movement of 1970 was a Jamaican called Carl Blackwood. Blackwood was possibly the number 2 person in the movement in Trinidad at the time. He was a student at the university. He was badly beaten and deported to Jamaica. Beaten by the police. Up to today, I understand he still suffers from those injuries. Now,
so he's alive somewhere in Jamaica?
He's alive. No, he's not in Jamaica now, but he's alive. But that's a brother we always give credit to, because he was a key figure in the movement in Trinidad in 1970.
We must ask Amina Blackwood Meeks when she comes in. Dr. Amina Blackwood.
It's important to get in touch with that
they're
brother.
probably, they're probably related.
He's now Dr. Carl Blackwood. I think he lives somewhere in the U.S.
Okay.
But so he was, I would tell you, he was central to the movement. But one of the things you have to understand is that there's one plantation we live in the Caribbean, one system that governs us. Because part of the reason we couldn't come to Jamaica, because we were banned from Jamaica too.
You're talking?
Our leaders were banned from Jamaica. Yeah, we were banned from Jamaica.
You yourself?
But I wasn't banned. I was the test. I was the first person to test the ban and got through.
And that was in 40 years ago?
In the 80s, yeah. Right, so we were banned. So we couldn't come to Jamaica. Our leaders couldn't come to Jamaica.
And we see that same kind of banning situation
and we were
going on
banned in other parts
Cuba.
of the Caribbean.
Yes.
We were banned in Barbados. In fact, in many instances,
Microphone, Jerry.
When I travel in the Caribbean sometimes, you will get a lot of excruciating questions, in different parts of the Caribbean. So it has eased a bit now, but it's one plantation system. And one of the things I observed in coming to Jamaica and yesterday was I'm looking at these hotels, right? I'm looking at the luxury that is in these hotels. I'm looking at the young people who are working in these hotels, who are seeing the kind of treatment others are getting, and when they go home, they don't have food to eat.
Yeah.
We are going to have a problem. We are going to have a problem.
It is what we call witness on the ground. We're bearing witness to prosperity, but we do not have access to prosperity.
Yes.
And this is where we're going to have to challenge the political system and the partisan political system. Because one is saying prosperity and the other one is saying progress. We're bearing witness to their progress, to their prosperity. But we do not have access. And this is what you saw.
What is prosperity really?
Well, their prosperity. Measured in form.
Every corrupt preacher tells you about preaching the prosperity gospel. What is prosperity? Yeah, how do we implement this idea of prosperity? And it's a slogan.
How do we implement it? Is it possible?
It's impossible under the system. It's impossible.
And let us talk about the system. Because you say the system has to be dismantled, mashed down totally by some revolution. However the revolution is going to appear. Is it possible to do this without the Amilcar Cabral model?
Well, I don't know, Sister Kabu. I can't say that. I don't know. But what I would say is this, that the people have the right to decide what is the best way to solve their problem. If we have a problem, we have to find a way to solve it. And if that involves extraordinary means, then we utilize extraordinary means. And we have to come to a realization that nothing is going to change unless we do something about it. I learned this as a 19-year-old when I joined the revolutionary movement. A lot of people don't know this, but over 40 to 50 comrades of mine were killed in action because they felt that protest and marching wasn't going to solve the problem. So they took arms, they formed an organization called NUF, the National United Freedom Fighters, and they took to the hills with shotguns against police and army that had SLRs and other kind of major weapons. And so about over 50 brothers and sisters, some of them I know personally, died in that struggle. Now, we must learn lessons from these. That one of the things I think that we must understand is the issue of power. We have been conditioned to believe that power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Power does not corrupt anybody, right? Each of us is born with power. The power of speech, the power of thought, and all the varying kinds of power that we have been endowed with by the Creator. And what we have to do is exercise that power in a way that it transforms our life. What really corrupts people is a defective character. And too many times our politicians of defective character. There is a very important African quote. It says that the same fire that consumes straw purifies gold. And it's a statement about character. If you want to be a man of character, you have to go, or a woman of character, you go through the trials and tribulations of struggle, of shaping yourself and molding yourself into a forceful and purposeful human being. But that is what is meant by going through the fire. Mm-hmm. But if you're a person of straw who followed every trick, gimmick, looking for easy ways out, at the first sign of temptation, you are going to fall apart. Mm-hmm. So that is what the phrase means. The same fire that purifies gold consumes straw. So each of us must try to be golden in character and in attitude. And that is the essential feature of power.
And this is something that we're dealing with here now, Jerry, on the island, because there is corruption everywhere. It is built into the very fabric of Jamaica right now in terms of those who are, whether it is opposition or government, but also in private sector, public sector, you name it, government agencies, wherever you can look. There is media, because when you get to payola, it's a whole other situation. And so that there's corruption everywhere you turn. Bearing in mind what we just heard from Brother Akko in terms of what power is and the way we view power as something that corrupts, how are we to view that within the context of Jamaica?
Well, when I say the whole history, the modern history of Jamaica is the history of is corruption of ideals, corruption of character, where people come capture other people and come say them have the right to capture people and bring come here. Anyway, long story short is this. Although we talk so much of Jamaica, we produce people like Marcus Garvey and many other great people. Within the space of 10 years, 2 actions like that take place at Trinidad. A little after that, a man named Abubakar Was he not a policeman in Canada? He was a policeman
He was
in
a
Canada.
policeman in Trinidad. He studied in Canada and he led a revolt.
He was a police in Trinidad?
Yeah, he was a police
He
in
wasn't a
Trinidad.
police in Canada?
No, not in Canada. Yeah.
And he came back to Trinidad and organized an Islamic.
Yeah, and he organized an Islamic organization called the Jamaat al-Muslimin.
Yeah.
That is a kind of murky.
They was mixed up with the government.
Yeah, they were mixed up with the government. So it's not really a revolution. It was a coup.
Yeah.
And they took over the TV station and the parliament, and they shot the prime minister.
They took him hostage.
They shot him in his leg and so on and so forth.
Took over parliament.
Yeah, and they took over the parliament.
And just to stick up in, I remember it was during that time there was a football tournament in Trinidad, Jamaica was. So I remember it vividly. It was a time when, you know, it interrupted that football tournament and the whole revolution. It was a big thing. I think it was around 1990.
But because of that, Trinidad and the culture of Trinidad was feared, especially in Jamaica. And even the PNP, that at one time was heading towards a liberation culture associated with Cuba and associated with the non-aligned movement. To get back into authority, because it's not power them having out, to get back into authority in the 90s, in the 80s, 89, the PNP shed all of those revolutionary and those reformist ideals, shed all of those things, and came back to a mainstream thing indistinguishable from the JLP. And Abubakar, you know, even though he was murky and mixed up with other things, the two events in Trinidad within 10 years, where the people took physical military action, even outside enough. Abubakar came here and gave some talks just a few years ago when just before the PNP lose authority in 1997. No, I think it was between 2012 and 2016 when Portia Simpson Miller did head of PNP government. And Bunting was the Minister of Security, remember? And Abubakar come here. And he was so afraid when he was getting a lot of attention. Yes. Bunting Tech must have over $4 million or higher a private jet because no airline wouldn't take Abubakar. You remember when Bunting spent $4 million and hire a private jet and fly out Abubakar out there? Afraid of the contagion because they know at any minute one of the islands is going to infect the other island.
But we have that situation right now on with our distributor Moalimu, Marcus Messiah Garvey, over the years, where guess who we have invited are either turned back at the airport, or we have calls from high authority places to the system to say how you're inviting so and so. And this is something that we're still fighting to ensure that we can touch bases with our brothers and sisters in the liberation struggle globally, and that they can come into Jamaica and participate and also learn and teach at the same time. So we have that same situation. I'm not going to call names, but we have that situation, right, Shamar? That is an ongoing situation.
To explain. I personally know from my youth, because I know a whole lot of them people from Alica Boy. Trinidad have, although you don't like the word Pan-African, African Center.
It's not so much I don't like the word Pan-African. I use the word Pan-African all the time. I have a problem with people who call themselves Pan-Africanists, who are inconsistent with the ideas of Pan-Africanism.
All right, I see. All right.
Yeah.
But I always observed from I was a little youth that Trinidad, as many or more integral and vital Pan-African activists and organizers from in the early 20th century than even Jamaica. We are talking about CLR James, Padmore, many of them, many them just, even Eric Williams play a great part in that. And yet,
like Eric Williams,
one minute before
was not a Pan-African.
I know, but him, like him did some work comparable to Walter Rodney, but it was under the instruction of CLR James. He was a student of CLR James, and CLR James said, why not do that? And he did it and became very famous, you know, about from capitalism to slavery. And then when Williams organized the party in Trinidad and was fighting for independence, I think CLR was invited back home and started to help them. But CLR was teaching so much and clarifying so much that Eric Williams not pressure him out of Trinidad?
Yeah, he actually declared a state of emergency. But to come back to that point you made about the Pan-African movement, actually, the first Pan-African conference was organized by two Trinidadians, George Padmore and Henry Sylvester Williams in Manchester, England, in 1945.
Yeah, just as the war done.
Yeah. So, and then subsequently, Padmore, when Nkrumah came to power, Padmore migrated to Africa and became one of Nkrumah's advisors.
Yeah.
But also, Padmore was what was called a member of the Comintern at the time.
Yes.
And the Comintern was a group, an organization set up by the Soviet Union, like agents to go all over Africa to organize people towards the liberation of Africa. It was called the Comintern, C-O-M-I-N-T-R-N. And Padmore was the guy who went all over the world, raging hell and provoking struggles all over Africa. So Trinidadians have played significant roles in the Pan-African movement. Not only that, I think in the Caribbean, the most amount, according to Race First, the most amount of Garvey's branches in the Caribbean was actually in Trinidad, in the English-speaking Caribbean.
In Trinidad and Cuba.
Yeah, it is in Trinidad. So there have always been this. So we've always had, every few years we have had revolts in Trinidad. So we had one in 1919.
Hold that 1919 revolt. Let's go to a break and come right back.
The celebrations begin. Taz Records celebrating Jamaica 63 with Jamaica reggae music, featuring Jesse Royal, Tide is High, Jesse Royal, Taz Record, the ultimate reggae experience. Solid Rock events and Planning Limited for all your stage, lighting, and all your solutions.
Okay, and we'll have our very special guest coming in from Trinidad and Tobago via Atlanta, Brother Ako Mutota. He's going to be the keynote speaker today. Shamar can tell us the list of speakers. We know Dr. Amina Blackwood Meeks will be one of those speaking today inside of the Coconut Grove Great House, and that's going to be happening shortly. One about what time? 2? Is it 2 o'clock or?
Or 1.
About 1 o'clock, because Roger is going to be taking the stage in a little while to play black music. What's the music list? What the playlist look like?
Conscious music.
Burning Spear, Winston Rodney himself.
Yeah, all of them.
Peter Tosh.
Out of Africa too.
Old Vampire.
And Joe and Burning Spear and Bob Marley and, Bota Baroka.
Look out for that. Look out for that. But as we went into the break, you were telling us about the one of the later protests. Was it in? I caught you right at the date, which was 19. Was it in
1919?
1919.
Yeah, we had a revolt in Trinidad, and then in 1937 we had one again. So every few years we have had. This is why one of the statements Ciela James made, not just in the context of Trinidad, but he said it about the entire Caribbean. He said we are the West Indians, as he termed it, are the most rebellious people in the world. And so rebellion is part of our DNA. And what has happened is that the oppressors have always tried to suppress that rebellion. And we must never let that happen. This is why if you look at our music, reggae music, for example,
it's protest music.
It's protest music.
Yes.
That is part of and this is what I call the living legacy of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. So when, for example, Peter Tosh said, no matter where you're born, you're an African. You're from Portland, you're from Bahamas, you're an African. Where you come from, you're an African. That is part of what I consider the living legacy of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. When Viv Richards, as the West Indian cricket captain, wear armband, red, black, gold, and green, red, gold, and green. That is the living legacy of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And so what I wanted to talk about today, which I may mention today, is the historical Garvey, which is what we talk about too much, the UNIA and the thousands of people he mobilized. What about the living legacy of Marcus Garvey?
And that is
results.
Exactly, and that is what I think is important to talk about. Now, everybody, you know what WWJD means? WWJD.
What would Jesus do?
Yeah, what would Jesus do? Everybody have that sticker on their car. What would Jesus do? I would ask the question, what would Garvey do? WWGD. What would Garvey do today?
Yes.
If Garvey were to come here and hear that our beaches are blocked, that black people can't go on the beach because some hotel privatized the beach, what would Garvey do today? What would Garvey do where our young people are literally slaves in these so-called hotels? What would Garvey do today? I mean, that's the question we need to ask ourselves. It's good to remember the history. It's good to remember he did all of these things, but what would he do today? And that is a responsibility and a question we have to ask ourselves, and a responsibility we must fulfill. What would Garvey do today?
That is a question to take away from here, and I'm glad you raised it in this context, Brother Akko, because it fits right into the broader theme of the day. Do we move from one to the other, or do we go with it with them together? And the point you made when you saw the theme in the first place, you said, but there's no separation. We agree that there's no separation in this, because protest is what protest is. We see the teachers walking out of a salary negotiation because they're being offered 0%. This is exactly what Marcus Garvey would have done. Marley Moore would have walked out, but there would have been other things involved in this. In the middle of an election, we have tomorrow is nomination day on the island. Who are we nominating and what for?
And also a number of the persons who will be nominated on nomination are persons who are part of some illicit, which we all know.
Well, a lot of these names have come up in the Integrity Commission report and still, outstanding in terms of answering. But we see people getting rich and fat around us, so we need answers, transparency.
A lot of them will be nominated tomorrow.
Well, that is the thing.
Let me say this, it has become, from the people in Jamaica, heard about the aggression. Matter of fact, before them even heard about the aggression, from them heard about the coronation of a king in Africa, and realized that there are at least 1 or 2 places in Africa that had not been colonized. It stirred the people of Jamaica to pay attention, and the people coming back to Jamaica start to tell them about this place in Africa, Ethiopia, that had never been conquered. And the Rastafari movement rose up there to denounce any English or European king ruling over us, and a whole liberation kind of idea rise up in Jamaica. In a few years, it was converted into a religion. Rastafari never started as no religion. And the elders, like for instance, when I was a teenager with a man, the brother, we moved together in the mid-60s. When I was a teenager, I realized that the majority of the Rastafari elders is telling us, the Rastafari youth, that we must not take any political action. Why? We must not take any political action. We not support not PNP and GLP. We ourselves must take political action. And we must take economic action also, like what Marcus gave you, those other people show you example of enterprise, because apart from the UNIA, Marcus gave you and him brothers and sisters form an organization named, what was it?
There's a political organization?
No, there are another organization. African
ACL?
Communities League. And there was a business. And there was also a business. There was also a business organization aligned to it.
Yeah.
You understand? And we have been taught by most of the elders, and even people here today are talking about, say, we must take no political action. Political action don't mean say go vote for no GLP and PLP. Take political action. But to take political action, you have to engage in economic action, because every activity what you go and cost you money.
The education system prepare or is ill-prepared our people for understanding what political means. And so when you say politics in Jamaica are political, people think tribalism. People think JLP or PNP or party, not understanding the wider meaning of political. So when there was a time when they used to teach civics in school, I don't know the extent to which they're even teaching that now. So the miseducation system is set up in such a way to do exactly this, to have people saying that they will not be part of any political action. To have people saying that they will not be part of any system or any movement for change. We're set up that way there to remain servants.
What about me and you know? The educational system set up that way, you know. What about me and you know? Instead of we agitate to get out them two set of people who was established by England. Both PNP and GLP was established by the British. Instead of we take activity to get them out, we are fight about ganja rights. It's the most thing we're most enthusiastic amongst Rasta. No. A fight about ganja rights. Not taking action.
Hold a point, Jerry. We're going to ban for change, please, because I'm really not hearing what's happening on air. I'm going to Roger, can you take it, please? Because I'm not hearing.
All right. So we should be joining some of the persons on a location here regarding, just to speak with a couple of the persons here. Kabu, I know that Dwight is around. He should be doing that roving. We call him the roving reporter. But I want to ask a good brother here. We know that Jamaica would have had some revolts back in the 17th century with the Maroons, and in the 18th century, Morant Bay, and in Montego Bay and so on. Did Trinidad have any similar results within that period?
Not in the way Jamaica had it or Barbados had it. For the simple fact is that Jamaica and Barbados were two of the most advanced slave societies in the Caribbean. Trinidad was one of the least.
When you say advanced slave societies, what do you mean?
They have been along for a very long time as slave societies. Trinidad was not a slave society for a very long time. We had a very short period of slavery. So what happened in Trinidad, a lot of the enslaved Africans who would have come to Trinidad were in some cases newly captured.
So is it was a case because of its close proximity to the South America continent?
It's possible. But for example, I don't know if many are familiar with the War of 1812, that happened in the U.S. Right? There was a war in the U.S. in which the British were trying to recolonize the United States.
So Boston, it wasn't the Boston Tea Party.
The Boston Tea Party earlier, but this was a second war.
Okay, yeah.
And so what happened, the War of 1812 was significant for the Caribbean. Because what happened, there were African American soldiers who fought on the side of the British in order to get freedom. So when the British lost the war, they repatriated these ex-soldiers to the Caribbean.
British West India.
Yeah. They were the backbone of the British West India Regiment. Okay? Now, a lot of them, their descendants still live in Trinidad. If you go to a part of Trinidad, you will see villages named First Company, Second, and they were all companies of soldiers, 6 companies of soldiers. They came before emancipation. The Emancipation Proclamation was in 1834. They came around, I think, 1814 or 1813, somewhere there.
Okay.
So Trinidad was not what you may call a mature slave society. Barbados was one of the oldest, and then Jamaica. So you'd have had a lot more revolts in Jamaica and Barbados, and Guyana to some extent, than in Trinidad. Even though we had one led by a guy called 3 guys, Dagger, Kwao, and another guy. But we didn't have a lot of slave revolts in that sense. But after that, we had a lot of what you might call post-slave revolts.
Yes.
Right? Almost every 20 years, we had some kind of revolt, And so that is part of the history of Trinidad and Tobago. In addition to that, unlike other societies, let's say like Jamaica and Barbados, which were homogeneous in terms of a dominant African population, in Trinidad, you had, because of the sparse population, you had, after the French Revolution, something called, there's a French term now, but the French made a deal with the British to repatriate French people running from the French Revolution to Trinidad. So we had a lot of French people coming to Trinidad. So we had French people, British people, and Spanish people, because Trinidad was a Spanish colony. So it was not a homogeneous population in that way. compared to Barbados and Jamaica.
All right, thank you so much, Brother Akamotoja. As you can see, once again, just thank you so much to the brethren and sisters who are coming in from all across Jamaica to the IRFM courtyard for this, our next annual tribute to Mwalimu Marcus Messiah Garvey. Right here is standing with me Jinsu, my brother. I know Akinsania is in the house too, one of the revolutionary brothers on the ground. I have to get up for this because you ready, Jinsu? You ready? You sure say you're ready? You really ready? I'll give you the microphone. Hold it to okay, but you gotta hold on for my headphone. Let me hold this. You take the microphone. There, so brother, go ahead.
That's the same time. For all the people that move ready for take back the beach. Take back them land, the crown land. Ready for that? You ready? We're ready. You really think say you're ready? Cause we are gonna move on the system revolutionary like 3-finger jack. We are gonna take every penny. You ready? Me ready. You really think say you're ready? Cause we are gonna move on the system revolutionary. This ain't Tom and Jerry. By any means necessary, we are gonna move on them revolutionary. Cause these rhymes are so military like Howell and Garvey. Visionary, yo! Holamede, listeners are walk on the beat so steady. Even whole coffee say, I'm in, yo, me ready like Freddy. These rhymes so mercenary. Slide in, hit all dignitary who walk on the people like grapes and berries. Yo, for make juice. But them now no use. They move too dirty and loose. And there is no escape in the hangman's noose. Take off them head and put it on the wall like a moose. Cause them are youths. Them a say Rasta, I know them roots. I drink them roots. I eat them fruits. I eat them vital food and I drink up them cane juice. Still I say Trinity and I say Deuce. Now go out here just I get lock spruce. Now say Marky. Now say Andrew. And them dash with Bruce. Cause if you want to lead the youths them, and if you want to teach the youths them, and if you want to reach the youths them, in a them spliff you better be the new blem, the new trend, like a long lost new friend. Some are Benjamin and Reuben, some you don't know from Adam's Eden, but in a time of problem of them are your godsend. Yo, you ready? Me ready. You really think say you're ready? Cause we are gonna move on the system revolutionary. 3-finger jack, we are gonna take every penny. You ready? Me ready. You really think say you're ready? Cause we are gonna move on the system revolutionary. This ain't Tom and Jerry. When these forces unleash, this uprising cannot contain. Cause I take the chains off my brain and my thoughts are running like Django unchained, untamed, like Nani and Kojo from the days of Red Brick when the country did rule by Spain. Before the British came, I used African for cut sugar cane. Now I got revolution running through my veins, like lions running through the African plains. Like Malcolm, I'm in the alleys and the lanes. Like water, I'm in the deepest drains. I was a whirlwind, now I am hurricanes. With thunderstorms and torrential rains. Like Marcus, who never leave us. No time to laugh, things are serious. Cause these enemies are so evilous, cantankerous and so dangerous and just. But we are the army of the righteous. You ready? Me ready. You really think say you're ready? Cause we are gonna move on the system revolutionary. Like 3-finger jack we are go. You ready? Me ready. You really think say you're ready? Cause we are gonna move on the system revolutionary. This ain't Tom and Jerry. Yo, this ain't Tom and this ain't Jerry. Aye, blessed Lord.
Service excellence is the cornerstone for transformation at the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. We are driven by...
Ben, we're going to move on the system. Revolutionary. You ready? Akinsania. Ready? Where the brother? Give thanks. Where Akinsania. See where? My favorite instrument, this, you know. Go on, Akinsania.
Yeah, Anna. Salute to Marcus. More and more every time. Garvey. Yeah. Now we're going to speak about Africa. Yeah. And the Swaziland, Mozambique, to Azania. Right? Yeah, teacher Kabu teach us about the Lebombo Mountains. So let us visit what the ancestors want us to say.
Let me say something one time and two time. Shane, put your hand on the red button. Akinsania, mind you get me in a trouble. Me know we teach about the Lebombo Mountain. But hold on there, my brother. Do another one. Shane, put your finger up on the red button.
Caution. Red, green, and black. Let's speak about the Queen now. Queen Nanny. Queen Nanny never sell out. Queen Nanny never scout. Ashanti Bushi Kunde Queen never sell without. Listen out. She never signed the peace treaty for the beast come leave street way. She never signed no papers nor clause to commit treason nor fraud. She never signed away our birthright. No, she never signed her. She know how to fight the enemy, not her own kind. So Queen Nanny never sell out. Queen Nanny never sell out. Queen Nanny never sell without. Ashanti Bushi Kunde Queen no sell out. Check it. Queen Ayabingi and Queen Nanny, the idols are one, same one. Ya Asantua and Queen Nzinga, the idols are one. Strategic military planner, our queen they're a winner. No easy pushover. Take refuge in nature to camouflage. So Queen Nanny a warrior at large. So she never sell out. Queen Nana never sell out. Queen Nanny never sell without. Ashanti Bushi Kunde Queen no sell out. She want Captain Kwao and Captain Kojo telling them not to sign her. Open your eyes. She said the treaty, it's a trickery to conquer, rule, and divide. Yes, conquer, rule, and divide. She said, brothers, oh my brothers, can you read between them English words, Liner? She said, it's best to unite. Amongst ourselves, don't fight. So she never sell out. Queen Nanny, she no cop out. Queen Nanny never sell without. Ashanti Bushi Kunde Queen no sell out. That woman there, that woman there, that woman there, that woman there, that woman there. Ayan kung kung sa si Pikibu. Tana basa kom. Yeah. Chamu chamu. Kunda mama. Kunda mama. Kunda mama. Kunda mama. Tana basa kom. Yang kung kung sa si Pikibu. Chamu chamu. Chamu chamu, what we say? Queen Ayabingi and Queen Nanny, the spirits are one. Ya Asantua and Queen Nzinga, the spirits are one. Strategic military planner, our queens, they're a winner. Take refuge in nature to camouflage. Queen Nanny, warriors at large. Hail Marcus, Mosiah, Garvey. Hail Marcus, Mosiah, Garvey. Hail Marcus, Mosiah, Garvey. Mwalimu, Honorable Teacher Kabu.
Bushikunde, Bushikunde. Yes, my brother. Thank you so much, Akinsania. Yes, I'm not. Alex, the Mile, please. How you doing, my brother? Tell me a little bit about Mile.
Well, of course.
I could get a microphone for our brother Alex.
So, first of all, let me give abundant thanks and praise for being here, all right, participating in this.
I think Alex might kind of lowish like. So if we can get another microphone for Alex.
Testing,
Yeah,
testing,
man.
testing.
This is a mild priest, Alex, my brother. Yeah,
We're
man.
giving thanks as usual. Glad to be here, glad to be a part of this. Because Mayal is still on the books as being outlawed, still on the books as being illegal, so they say. Now, the issue with it is that Jamaican culture, Jamaica is considered a cultural superpower in the world. Nonetheless, because of that, you know, our culture is glorified everywhere. There's pretty much nowhere in the world that you cannot go that people know about Jamaica or about reggae, Rasta, that sort of thing. However, the root of it all, the root of our culture, Mayal, is ignored and is still illegal.
Explain to those who don't know, because I suppose on the ground here, so most of we know what is Mayal, but you know, we're streaming live across the world. What is Mayal?
Well, Mayal means spirit. Has always meant that for our people. We know that when we play the drum and think people dance, then blow them rum, do all of that, Mayal comes forth. So Mayal is a state of being, Mayal is a way of life. Mayal is also a noun, it's a name, right? So Mayal is the original spiritual culture of Jamaica. And it is the intersection of both the African and the Lokona, Arawak, Taino traditions that were on the land. So we still visit the same sacred spaces. Roaring River I went to recently, Westmoreland and Pilgrimage.
Right.
Revival continued the tradition, but just like in Haiti, there was an issue with them clamping down. The Inquisition came to Jamaica, so Christian superpowers came and said no other tradition must exist but that tradition.
But our ancestors, them hold the Mayal and put it right in the church.
So Mayal then had to cover over with Christianity and became revival.
Yes.
And it is out of that same setting and the Kumina setting, because just like Christianity, there are divisions of Mayal. Right? So the Bongo, which is Kumina, who play the Kumina drum, Kramanti, which is the Maroons, right? All of the different people throughout the island have their version of Mayal. Right? So the Rastafari now call himself Bongo, this and Bongo, that's coming from the Bongo nation. Kumina playing, drum players. So it's Mayal same way.
Bongo, of course, is a Bantu word.
Yes, of course, because these are Bakongo people who came here, joined with the original people, and formed their palenques in the hills. One the Bolas, one the Seras, all of those people were these same Mayal tradition people. So Mayal is the root.
So the tradition hold, and you as a youth, because you're a youth.
Yeah, 34.
Yes,
just 34.
You as a youth, come through a process, and we watch your progress.
Yes.
We watch you finding spirit and spirit finding you. And to the point where, Alex, the Mayal priest, tell us about that journey that takes you to this place of finding spirit and spirit finding you.
Well, like most of the Jamaican youths, I grew up in a Christian household, right? And I feel like no matter what, spirituality grows man and woman, no matter what direction it comes from. But I was blessed to have older family members. So my grandmother, even though I'm 34, my grandmother passed when she was 102, recently, about 3 years ago, right? And she believed in dreams, believed in reincarnation, believed in all of these things. My grandfather was passing over Flatbridge, all of these places. Boy, mermaid live here, you know. It was never a situation where it was a fairy tale for us.
No.
No, never.
No.
It was never. So when I watch things on TV and see the mermaid, I'm like, oh, okay, other people know about this, then it must be real.
Yes.
Right? So from then, but there's a thing within my family. My mother and my mother's mother, they were attacked spiritually in the community that they live in. So when my grandmother was pregnant with my mother, she was spiritually attacked. She almost lost her life. One man in Charlestown, St. Mary here, by the name of Lenny Garden, great science man, saved her. When my mother was pregnant with me and went to UA because she was in Kingston at the time, her legs swell up on her and the doctor said, boy, we don't know what happened. My grandfather had to jump in his old Mazda bus, drive come over here to Lenny Garden. Lenny Garden saved me. So when
so
I was
a tradition in the family of understanding African traditional practices and not turning up or turning down your nose at that. You yourself went through the University of the West Indies. You went through that whole system. How did that, if in any way, impact where you are now as a Mayal priest?
When I was, the issue was Campion College. So when I went to high school, Campion College, the farming and them thing, you know, them turn on them nose at that. So I was like a novelty, right? I was laughed at in the early part. But as time progressed and their eyes started to open right now when they see me in the streets, Alex, I wish we were living like you, that sort of thing. I just held the line. I just towed the line. Because every summer I would have get my bath them same way. My grandmother said, come, lime, blue, salt, all of that come. And she pray over me.
And your ancestry come also through Motown, Portland.
Yeah. Mine side, my father's side.
Queen Nanny of the Maroons, and so on. We see you on the work for Three Finger Jack. Jackman's song.
Because this is the thing. It was, they call it Maroon War, or them call it Paul Bogle Rebellion. It's the Mayal wars that have been going on since the British put them foot right here. Right? It has always been a holy war, a spiritual war. Because Christianity came, Nanny wasn't fighting slavery. Grandy Nanny was fighting Christianity. Because it is the Anglican Church that sponsored.
Which was responsible for slavery.
Exactly.
And the church, generally speaking.
It was the Anglican Church that declared war on the Maroons.
We're going to talk to you much more. I know you're performing. We're doing Kumina today with the group.
Man,
tell us about that.
The group is coming from
St. Thomas, the Kumina group.
Yeah, man. And you know, we just have to give thanks to the ancestors.
Coming with the tradition of the Bantu.
Yes, exactly. And we just have to remind. We're not here to teach. I'm not here to teach. I'm a young man. I see pure elders around me. I'm just here as a reminder.
So give me a little coming on a man. Alex, man.
No.
Well,
I don't show no rum.
Yeah, Alex, the revival.
Enough libation we do for a morning. All of the libation them done for a morning.
When the drummers them come.
Look here, man, we cut and clear for a morning, man. Cut and clear.
When the drummers them come. When the drummers come. When the drummers come. When the drummers come.
Revival, though. I mean, revival was a cross between some of African tradition and some of the Christian tradition. Explain that.
As I said before, so just like like voodoo in Haiti, there was, of course, the Inquisition. This is the Christians fighting out every other tradition. They came into the Caribbean. So they started to hang our people, whip our people over their tradition, having nothing to do with labor or anything. We get together in the evening, gonna jump, gonna sing, gonna clap with hand. Exactly. Right, so they decided it made more sense to cover over their tradition with Christianity. So you see the revival church still going to the rivers. Jesus Christ don't live in the river. His river mama live there. And then, and them say Madam Miriam and whatever. But then even in that, Miri is from the Igbo language for water. Right? So still all of our various ancestors saw some parallel because they came and they saw people and those people said, this is where we do this is where we do that. And so the tradition came.
I get an understanding though, because I don't know if it's a case of ridicule. I don't know if it's that position you're coming from.
What?
I don't know.
We will be moving now into the Sunday Sunshine with Mr. Big A. But as you know, as usual, on our annual tribute to Mwalimu Marcus Messiah Garvey, we go smoothly all the way up to 11:45. So thank you so much, Big A, for allowing us again to preempt the space. And for those who are just joining us for the Sunday Sunshine, we're here talking about the business, the spiritual business of the people of Jamaica. Roger.
Yeah, what may I try to understand, if you're coming from a position of ridicule where they are concerned, or is a case where they still owe their tradition to the African foundation.
So ridicule from who before I start?
No, because I heard you were saying, like, you know, they come and they take over and they maintain certain things and they take over.
Yes.
Other part they want to try to understand.
All right. Your question still kind of unclear.
No, you said
I am so sorry because we're streaming live and everything, but let me just allow Brother Akko to go and then to come back because Brother Akko is our keynote speaker. He's going to be leaving us now. Brother Akko, thank you so much because you're coming back to speak today.
All right, okay. So thanks to all the brothers and sisters who are out here this morning. Wonderful to see you, and I hope to see you later on this evening. Okay?
All right, thank you so much, Brother Akko. Brother Akko Mutota, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be back later on today as a keynote speaker live inside of the Coconut Grove Great House.
All right, let me put it this way. Is revival totally African?
Totally. Well, there is Christianity involved, and all right, even now, you have what we even call new revival. Because normally you dance in a certain direction based on the station, based on the spiritual forces that you work with. The young revivalists dance any direction, do anything they feel like doing. When you go into their churches, it's not the barnyard again, because you have tile floor, right, concrete walls and all of these things. So they have made changes to the thing to appear more Christian, more recognition that they have now because they didn't want to fight through the Obia Act.
Oh, because there's where I want to get to know.
Yes.
They had these.
It is something that I've noticed, and I've been following revivalism in Jamaica for a very, very long time, and I agree with you. This is where it is at, and as you said, there might be elements in deep rural that's still maintaining the traditions, but that there's a change for survival's sake, and I don't know the extent to which it is being hidden into in the wider Christianity, but it's Eurocentric Christianity. And this is where the danger is. So it's a conversation that we must have. We must have it.
It's a deep conversation.
Thank you so much, my brother Alex Maynard, the Mile priest. Let me just quickly, my brother Glum, you were here before my sister. How you do again?
There, you know. Yeah, man. Greetings each and everyone. Mama G, you know, as everyone affectionately call me.
And we're glad to see you as usual. Obviously, you're going to be in the Great House in a little while for the libations.
Yes, you know. But, you know, recapping and even listening to the old revival, my grandmother too was a revival. She was a warner. So you would call her a prophetess. So she would get warning for village and go out and do that. She was from Maroontown, Flagstaff area.
And they would go through the communities and just warn, and they would be doing that loudly.
So a lot of it is lost, but there is this, if you study the Congo journey, which the Congo brought a lot of things that was adopted here. Even the Kikongo has their own medicine wheel, you know, and similar to the Indian medicine wheel, which they call the Yoa.
Sorry.
You know, coming from ancient Kemetic, because there were those people that traveled from ancient Kemetic, the Bantu people, and so they become the Congo. So in our Flagstaff era, there was a retention of Congo people.
And obviously, and they did come in later too, who came in as indentured, yes.
Their thing amongst the religion, they were all down South Carolina and all over in America, many of their religion. So you have this circle, the continuity of life circle, which is known as the Kenga or Yoa, coming from ancient Mahat ceremony that they used to keep. So it traveled with...
So that you're saying basically that you also have noticed that a lot is lost, a lot has been lost in revivalism, but a lot still remains.
Yeah, man, the Congo spirituality has been diluted, but it's still the strongest spirituality amongst the revival people.
Thank you so much.
At the revival church on our land, you know. So they try to simmer the revival, but many of our maroon mothers, with the ancient knowledge of Maroon, become revival and known as mothers.
There we go. It's a whole heap to learn, and we can't learn it all today, but we're going to learn it. Dr. Amina Blackwood Meeks, how you do, ma'am? Look here, hold on, I'm going to give her a microphone. Say a microphone there. Listen, Aquaba.
Me do good, Aquaba.
Welcome, Miss Sister. She don't even put down her handbag yet, but I said go.
Oh no, give me a seat.
You want to sit down, see?
And the palm wine.
Yes.
The palm wine soon come.
Look here, On the top the palm tree there.
Or the coconut water.
Look here, we check her by surprise. No, she said she just come to the
I just come to pay my respects to say good morning.
Yes, and of course, our sister Amina Blackwood Meeks will be one of the guest speakers today inside of the Great House, and that will be beginning around about 1 o'clock. So please enter the Great House as soon as you can and hold your seat, because you don't know it go inside there.
I want to offer my congratulations to IRA FM on 35 years of existence. Yeah, man.
Make a grab a seat inside you. Thank you so much, Amina.
And I want us to recognize how significant it is that for 32 of those 35 years, IRA FM has celebrated the birthday of Marcus Garvey. It's one of the most consistent and for me, one of the most significant celebration. And I hear you. We big up Mr. Young because we always remember our roots.
Of course.
But I am telling you something, if those who must pick up the baton, drop it, I want serious something. So we big up all of those who never yet dropped the baton. Yes. We big up all of those who recognize that the foundation is nothing until, what you call it, the superstructure go up and then we put on the roof. So we big up Kabu and we big up Mota and we big up Shamara and we big up all the ones them behind the scenes.
And we big up Shadio who also kept the baton.
Yes,
was passed. You know, he was born on August 17 too. So that was quite something. And then passing the baton to Debbie and Duor, who never dropped the baton, and to the IRFM board, who recognize that them cannot drop the baton either. So thank you so much,
But
Amina.
me like how you say who recognize, because maybe deep in them heart them recognize it, you know. But there's an important thing that we should also underscore. And the important thing is, the more we the people say what is important to us and our liberty and our future, are the more the others who might have did want to step away, realize say we better keep in step.
There you
go. What a go on.
Yes.
But the people behind the scenes, the security, the technical people, the beautiful sisters who greeted me and I tell me say she not have the kind of coffee when me want. And I tell her say we can't live in a Jamaica and drink instant coffee.
And me too, you know, but that's what we have to do today.
Percolator.
We want a percolator. You know, it's a very serious thing with the Blue Mountain coffee.
Yes. Because me walk with my Blue Mountain coffee in the
you know, you know, give me some, don't you?
Yes.
We don't have no percolator.
If we not get the percolator, we'll go back to Granny days.
Yes.
Because Granny used to put the coffee in at the bottom of the pot, make it parch. And when it start parch now, she throw in the hot water, turn off the stove, and cover the pot, and it dry.
No, that makes sense.
And we're talking about this as coffee.
Yes.
As something which has been sustained.
Yes.
But we also mean the coffee of Marcus Garvey.
Yeah, there you go.
The philosophy of Marcus Garvey is the coffee to his system, to the waking up and the percolating and keep us going.
Yes, and coffee good for black people. No matter otherwise. But I drink too much.
Coffee good for black people because the reason why Blue Mountain coffee has the flavor because the beans, the Arabica beans, come from Ethiopia.
There you go.
And what we also have discovered is that it grows at about the same height and the same temperature as it grows in Ethiopia. So when we are drink Blue Mountain coffee, we are salute the motherland.
Ethiopia. There you go. This is the way to. I say it all the time. And Rasan Abdul Akim, I don't know if you remember him, Rasan, who does the Sunfire cooking.
Right.
Yes, raw food specialist. You know, many years ago, because he used to be on my program every week in the 1990s. And I remember him saying, there is something that Jamaican people have to take a hold of, and that is we have to own coffee and understand that the literature that says that coffee is bad for you is white people literature.
Propaganda.
So leave that with the white people, but then you still have to be careful how much of it you
Absolutely,
intake,
absolutely. and the amount of money that coffee make on the international market.
Yes.
The small farmers, them will get pittance for how much
That
box
is another
of coffee
story.
we
Yes.
have to share the wealth.
Yes. May you go up there now because
see
we have to go up there somewhere, carry you with me. Because we really have to take up this fight for the small coffee farmers. There's something seriously wrong going on there. We're not here to come up on an election manifesto.
And there is a way in which when we feast on the heritage, when we feast on the foods that we have in Jamaica, we see we history.
Yes.
We see we history in a yellow yam from Nigeria.
Yes.
We see the Taino history in the bami and the fish.
Yes.
We see the fishing techniques and we learn and we relearn again that there is nothing new under the sun and there is nothing that we never had. And Garvey is right. We who have built great civilization and go on like we forget how to build it, we must and bound have to build another one that will astound the world.
As Richard Spice said, the world is a cycle. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr.
Me can go settle down now.
Go settle.
Jerry, where I say?
Morning, ma'am.
Morning. Yes. Me hear you this morning as I was driving in, and I said to my grandson, look here, nobody mustn't try question nothing what Jerry say. Because here a man try tell him say.
No, I apologize, no.
No, here a man try tell him say Eric Williams was not really a Pan-Africanist. And here Jerry I try teach we say we can do Pan-African deeds that serve the African nation globally, even if we do intentionally say to ourselves, we is a Pan-African. So at that we take out of your discussion this
But
morning.
only one thing, everything what I do, everything what I say, not swallow what I say.
No follow what you say?
No, don't swallow what I say. But check it out if it's right. And I know say I can be wrong more time.
Absolutely.
But I don't want nobody to swallow what I say. Check it out.
Big man thing, big man thing. We can all be wrong and we check it out.
Thank you
Give
so
thanks.
much, Dr.
Yeah,
Amina
later.
Blackwood. By the way, as we said before, Dr. Amina Blackwood, by the way, when there's a name that came up also we're going to ask Amina about. Blackwood, who was in Trinidad.
Carl Blackwood is my first cousin.
But look at now.
And then went to the University of Hull. And he was staying in this hut way up in the hills, National Union of Freedom Fighters. And him is like all of we listen to his spirit. And him listen to him spirit one day and say, you know, say, I'm supposed to come out of the hut here. And him come out of the hut. And within half an hour, the hut was shelled. The person who was bringing his food went and told the authorities where he was.
Wow.
But Duppy come and tell him, say,
artillery.
yes, it was shelled. And Duppy come and tell him, say, come out of the hut and we must listen to Duppy.
Because Brother Akomutota spoke about him this morning.
Yes.
And said he's Jamaican, he thinks he's overseas now.
Yes.
But told us about, what he went through.
Yeah, he also went to work with Naireri in Tanzania.
Where is he?
He's currently at Hull.
Hull?
Yes.
Hull in
And
England?
yes. And after him realized what go happen to him now, and him escape and come to Jamaica, when them realize him there Jamaica, them declare him persona non grata. And him
Look
say,
at that.
but me there me yard. You can't expel me again. Me there me yard. Yes.
Goodness.
Yes.
Well, listen, we're going to talk to you some more about how we can find him and reach him and so on.
Give
because
thanks.
his name and his spirit, they're right here. So this
Yeah,
morning, in our tribute to Morley Moo Marcus Messiah
Give
Garvey.
thanks.
Thank you.
Plenty
I
love.
mean, I'm a sister.
Yes.
I'm talking later on.
Me can go on off
You
true,
can't
true,
go
true.
over true. Because I don't know, I'm going to take a break. I see you aside, I see the brothers and the sisters coming in, and I have bingy order. We take 16 subjects.
Some of them 12 ones and all them things.
Yes, I'm seeing this. There's a young man from Guyana who has like 27 ones or something like that.
Wow.
So yes, 27 subjects from Guyana. So Guyana, I don't know, but you're always churning out the students who are getting some really good grades. So good work. Congratulations to my own daughter, Nia Monifa Tashi Williams Green. She's somewhere around here. Without one a subject, them I go at sixth form.
Yeah.
So to all the students though who passed your CXC and your CAPE exams, heading into the next phase of your life, remember that this is a journey. Take your time, do what you need to do, do not regret anything. But also remember, for those who didn't achieve what you wanted to, and you might have to go repeat fifth form or do over some, just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Do not be discouraged. Whole heap of people what we know had to repeat fifth form. Whole heap of people what we know not even did finish high school. And some of the best leaders around town and globally. So just to those students who didn't pass, who didn't get what you wanted, go ahead. Do it over if you have to. Smile and focus this time. All right? And one thing that is good about Jamaica is that there are so many other options too, that you don't necessarily have to go back to the other school. You can go to Hart, or you can go to the community colleges, or you can go straight into the teachers' colleges, depending on the grades that you have and so on. So do not give up hope. Whatever you do, do not give up hope. All right, so here we are. My brother, how you doing?
Blessed love.
Remind us of your name and where you're from.
My name is Renford Beach, otherwise known as Natty Beach. From over Wolverhampton district. Big up the people now in Wolverhampton, and people make this thing happen. Bless up.
Give thanks. I know you have something to say, and I know you have something to do, so we're going to allow you to. I see you with a guitar, and that look like my father guitar. Hold him, let me see if I'm see him guitar with my father. You similar guitar. Yeah, man, it look like it, don't it? Yeah, man, like my father guitar. Yes.
Yeah, your father old-time guitar.
Yeah, man, my father old-time guitar, man. You don't know some love when you hear the guitar. One of my favorite instruments also. So what are you going to do first?
Yeah. The poetry, man.
All right, so we get a microphone. Let me just get a microphone for you. Are you going to use the guitar with the poem?
Not really, but we can do it a cappella.
No, a cappella. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, according to Marcus Garvey, I just remember, Marcus Garvey said, it take one man to make a difference, himself and Indira Gandhi. And according to the Bible, Deuteronomy 28:49, it is impossible to understand the language of the enemy. English, French, Spanish, Japanese, China, and a bad mind English language. I carry on in a circle so long from a barn, and it can't carry out. Here are no ringleader, Nimrod, family friend and well-wisher. Counts against John is anointed saying, let us break the banner asunder and cast away the card from us. But he that sitteth in the heaven shall laugh at them and vex them in his show displeasure. Organize 72 judge who find Nimrod guilty as far as God and chop him in a 42. Hell no tears there. Tear down the tower of Babel, pack down Babylon, shake up Rome. Anglo-Saxon, Pilgrim, dictator, and who force them interest in a black man nation, black man continent, Akibol and Africa. Alfred Noble Katana in England, and he said, emancipate yourself, black people, from 400 years of dictator, brute force indoctrination, divide and rule, mental slavery. In this account, food and English, American language, Arab and science dictator, a shark and disgrace from black people. Yeah, man. Emancipate yourself, black people. From 500 years of dictator, brute force indoctrination, divide and rule, mental slavery. In this confusion, English, American language, Arab and science, witchcraft, our tolerance, black people can't understand this language. Blessed love, sister.
Give thanks, my brother. Thank you so much. Just a few minutes away from the cash pot draw. We're going to go to that shortly, but let me just say hi to the brother. How you doing, my brother?
How you doing, my sister and my brother? Love and thanks, man. It's the first me I come here, and me hear you on Sunday morning, and me I tell you say your program nice, me I tell you because you're touching many life out there.
Anybody you want to say hello to? Thank you so much.
And I want to say my name is Mark Taylor, and I'm born in Kingston, growing in a country in Bagol, in Bagol. And today is my mother's birthday. Strong wish your mom love you, and just keep the love, mom. And we love your mom, and we glad to see the Lord spare your life and make you live say that birthday strong today. And those that are celebrating birthday today, wishing a happy birthday strong. And Irie is more than a Irie. And a 35 year.
We know we have to go to Dwight. Dwight, you want to do this after the cash pot?
And all the manager and all the staff that work on Irie, just keep the work going same way.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Yes, miss. Happy Irie 35. I'm Aston Gun from Jericho.
Linstead, St. Catherine. Nice to meet you and nice to meet up the IRFM team in the IRFM courtyard. Last time I was at Jacksal on the first an IRFM 35 birthday celebration. Yeah, man.
Thank you so much. Anybody want to say hello to quickly?
I'm one big up couple of my people. I'm one big up Roland International Corner Shop crew down in Jericho District, Linstead, St. Catherine. Yeah, man.
Give thanks, my brother. Give thanks. Greetings, my brother. After holy mic.
Okay, right up to the world. Respect Marcus Garvey. Respect Marcus Garvey. If you don't want to go back in a slavery, respect Marcus Garvey. If you don't want to go back under the whip, your roots and culture you must keep. Respect Marcus Garvey. Respect Marcus Garvey. Garvey never teach you about no blue guy cries. Garvey never teach you for two bone dies. Garvey teach you for different rights and teach black man to start unite. Respect Marcus Garvey. Respect Marcus Garvey. As an anti-colonial champion, Garvey never bow to European. Them send him to prison, them send him to jail. That could make him vision fail. Respect.
Give thanks, respect. Listen up, top draw dollars. Hold it for me now, sister. Rochelle, listen up. Top draw dollars, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, hot pick and cash pot. Mid-morning draws are coming up right now. Shane, it's over to you.
Protecting Jamaica's borders from illicit imports and exports is a key priority for the Jamaica Customs Agency. The JCA will remain vigilant and resolute in effectively fulfilling this mandate. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is... Now
yard at Coconut Grove. It's the HQ of IRFM. Is the 17th of August 17, 2025, and it's the 34th annual tribute to Mortimer Marcus Messiah Garvey. Dwight is in the house. Dwight, how you doing, my brother?
Not as great as you and Roger and Bongo Jerry. I heard all of you this morning. It's sounding good.
And we saw when you came in, and we said to ourselves that it looked like you were probably in Crossroads or halfway tree.
Oh, no.
And you're just making your way.
No. I was walking from last night. I got here just before 5.
Right. So yeah. Got me a wonder, you know.
If Marcus Garvey could have walked, I'm Bogle. Make a walk.
Yeah, it's you that. Because I know you come from last week Sunday.
Yeah.
But because you kind of make a detour to halfway tree.
Yes.
And then before you come straight, you go Crossroads. So here you are.
Well, if I'm meetings, keep on them place.
I know, but we're not talking about the meeting. You know me not. No, it's just...
Well, the only destination we want is right here, sir.
And but you come. And the thing about it, we're glad for now is that you reach.
Yeah, listen, but never go through them place first.
I know, and here because you know it go. I mean, the mountain men have far to go.
You know, Muta did say, himself on the radio already say, him see Dwight Fraser walking on the highway.
It's true.
Yes, I'm saying, Muta, if you see me walk on the highway, why you don't pick me up? He said he was good. Yeah, I do. Sometimes I walk from Alfred Street to Garden Town.
That kind of reminds me of Michael Burke. You remember Michael Burke?
Yes, Michael Burke, yes.
Yeah, he used to be here once per week or so on. He would take the transport into Ocho-Rios, and then he walks from Ocho-Rios to Coconut Grove, and then he used to say, well, it's an easy walk.
It's an easy walk.
Yeah.
Just like when I was living in Great Pond, I walk up to work.
I know. It's an easy walk for people who don't come from this area.
Dennis Hall, we used to walk. Yeah, Dennis Hall.
Dennis Hall.
Yeah,
man, whole heap of them.
Yes.
Walk. We are all walk. Me's a walker too, you know.
That's true?
Yeah, just that when I go long distances.
Yes.
I go up on 4 wheels.
Yeah, okay.
We not say nothing about that because I never see my walk.
You never see my walk? Roger, walk to one.
I never see my walk. But we see you all the time. Anyway, Dwight, welcome.
And thanks so much, Kabu, as we stand by to speak with Shante Moulton, the reservation supervisor at Jam Villa. And Jam Villa is a place where I lay my head last night, and trust me, it took magic for me to get up. Believe you me, I was comfortable. Yes, indeed. And they are part of our sponsors here at the Marcus Garvey celebrations. This is the 34th staging of Marcus Garvey celebration in the year when IRFM turns 35 and Jamaica 63. Lavender Moon Villas, part of our sponsorship. A's Enterprise Limited Hardware, Irish Spring Water, Dad's Record, Solid Rock Events and Planning Limited, and Jam Villa. How are you doing, ma'am? Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Oh, she'll take that mic, yes? Can you hear me now?
Thank you. Yes, I'm hearing you now.
How are you enjoying the celebration so far for Marcus Garvey?
It's going excellent so far.
Okay. With Jam Villa being on board, your tagline where your dreams and all your celebrations begin, how convincing is that, though, where all your dreams and celebrations begin?
It is very convincing. Jam Villa is a very comfortable resort. We have a 7 to 13 bedroom villa.
Yes.
It's luxurious. You have your private chef, housekeeping services, and you also have a private pool, billiard tables, and we have a paid bar for entertainment as well.
Okay.
So there's everything in one spot.
Okay.
And we also have a large auditorium where you can have your weddings and parties as well.
Yes, I saw the auditorium. It was closed the time I checked in last night, and time I was
Okay, you
leaving.
should
Yes.
come back and have a look at it.
Definitely. But I was really comfortable though. And I was just saying to Kabu, the bed felt so much softer than
Yes.
any bed that I've felt in years.
Yes, they're pretty comfortable.
Yes, yes.
Like it's posturepedic.
Yeah, look at that. May I tell you? So what has been the rate of attendance for persons like tourists and even locals?
I would say we're booked about 80% of the time.
Yes.
But we are looking to target more local persons as well. We mainly have tourists.
Yes.
Yes.
Before last night, though, I wasn't aware where Jamvilla was located. How about your marketing campaign to get the word out? Many persons know.
So far, we have been marketing with IRFM. We've
Yes.
been on social media
Yes.
as well, Instagram and Facebook.
So with the flagship station, you're out there.
Yes.
You did mention that the property is 25 years young.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's been there for 25 years.
And what has been business like since you have been on board?
It has been excellent since I've been on board. I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of great persons from all around the world.
Okay. How important is a celebration like this, though, for Malumu Marcus Garvey to bring the word out there about Jamvilla and to expose the property itself?
Well, this is a great opportunity for both of us, both for the Marcus Garvey celebration and for Jamvilla itself. We want to reach, as I was saying, we wanted to reach more local markets, so this
Yes.
is a great space for us to be.
And without calling any name, because you're right beside a big property. Yeah, and so you're worried about competition.
No, we're not worried about competition. We have exceptional customer service there.
Wonderful.
So that is one of the things, and great food. So that is one of the things that brings persons to us all the time.
Which means that I have to go back there then?
Yes, you
Yeah.
have to come and try the
You
food.
now stop them to come back.
No, I'm not going to stop.
Just in the event you're joining us and you might be wondering, you're listening to and watching, of course, for those on YouTube around the world, the 34th celebration in the year of our Lord in 2025 of the Marcus Garvey celebration in the courtyard here at IRFM. Yours truly, Dwight Fraser. And to wrap it up, 2 questions before we let you go. So how can people reach you then in terms of
You
contact
can
numbers?
reach us at 876-290-0327, or you can visit our website at jamvillaresort.com.
Okay.
I also wanted to mention that we have a promotion going on now,
Yes.
which is a 10% discount if you book in the month of September, and you also get 2 complimentary massage.
So that's a 10% discount if you book for the month of September.
Yes.
And 2 complimentary massage.
Yes.
You hear that, Kabu?
I was just wondering if I can get the massage by itself.
We'll have to see if that can
And that's whatever massage you want, a foot massage, back.
No, it is a Swedish massage.
Swedish.
Swedish massage. What's the matter with you? Swedish massage.
Yes, it's a Swedish.
Explain Swedish for persons who don't know.
So a Swedish massage is a softer massage. It's not the one that's so deep.
Not go for deep.
So can I get a North African massage, like the Tunisian massage or the Carthage massage?
We'll
or-
have to talk to see if that can be
Let us
arranged.
see if we can work
Yes,
that
yes,
out.
yes.
Or the Egyptian massage.
Egyptian massage, yes.
Yes.
You got back at the motherland, as I know.
There you go,
We're
yes.
going to have to add that to our survey.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. And last question before we let you go. What it has been like for you personally, though, on this journey with Jamvilla and the union with IRFM?
Well, our union with IRFM has been exceptional so far, working with Shanice. She is excellent.
Yes, Shanice.
We've been airing on the air for about 2 months now, and we've been working with her, and I must say it has been exceptional.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And of course, you'll get the chance to meet other members of staff who are
Yes.
as welcoming.
Yes.
We thank you so much, though, for joining us. That is Shante Moulton, the reservation supervisor at Jamvilla. And Jamvilla, of course, is right beside Rio out there at Mami Bay. Check them out. So the Marcus Garvey sponsors again, Lavender Moon Villas, Breadnut Hill, Ochoria, Santana, and Experience to Live For. A's Enterprise Limited Hardware Wholesale and Manufacturers, the one-stop shop center. Irish Spring Water, nature's bounty in a bottle. Jamvilla, where your dreams and all your celebrations begin. Tad's Record, celebrating Jamaica 63 with reggae music, featuring Jesse Royal. Tide is high. Jesse Royal, Tad's Record, the ultimate reggae experience. And Solid Rock Events and Planning Limited for all your stage lighting and all your celebration. Kabu.
There you go. I'm going to go to Jamvilla next time. I'm going to check it out.
Well, you have to stay.
Yeah.
Property nice, serene, quiet.
Yes.
The bed is A1.
There you go. I hear about the bed and that's why I'm definitely going. But me I go for the massage.
Let's make it this morning.
Me know. I know. I see that you had a problem there.
When Shamara called me, I said, Shamara, you know, say the alarm go off 5 o'clock. And something take me away.
I know, Jam Villa experience. Yeah. All right, thank you so much, Dwight, and thank you so much, Jam Villas, for sponsorship of this event. We take a quick break. We'll be right back. Thank you so much.
I'm here for a couple of days, and I just want to say it's a pleasure. I was listening to you last week when you were shedding a little tear about it. You know, I feel it for you and for all of us. But it's a pleasure meeting you. And can I just wish my kids...
Go ahead, come this way and wish your kids so that way you can do it on camera.
Just to say, Premier Leary and her husband, Sir, blessings to you both, and Jeremiah, and of course Patrick Kai. Thank you very much. And it's a real pleasure meeting.
And what's your name, sis?
Premier.
All right, thank you so much, my sister. Have a good day today, and hope we can talk again later. Thank you for coming. Yes, my brother.
Let us not leave out the IRFM crew. IRFM is the best radio station on earth. I mean, okay, we're not just Caribbean alone. We are international. There are people, millions around the world listening to us right now. So give thanks and praises to all the sisters and the brethren, them, the supporting cast that put this wonderful program together. It is monumental, and may the Almighty God and ancestors bless them continuously.
Give thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Debbie and Duo and the entire team. Clover James and the entire team. And the team on the ground right now. Shamara was here in the early morning part until about 2 minutes ago. Vivian has taken over this segment. Hey, Vivian, how you do? What else we have coming up for the day?
We have the Great House, and then after you end here, Roger is going to play music on stage. African.
You hear that? So
right.
enough things left to go. Dwight, I hear you, Dwight.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm here with Quaylo's Craft and Design. How are you doing, Miss Stephanie Quaylo?
I'm very well, thanks.
Right, you enjoying the celebration so far?
Yes, so good so far.
What is it that you offer here for the Marcus Garvey celebrations this year?
Got nice Jamaican drills and T-shirts and waist beads and so on.
Okay, and all those paintings and craft and so on. What is it that keep you coming back to this celebration for Marcus Garvey?
The celebration is always great. Yeah, more people, different variety too of people. So, you know, everybody have a different opinion.
Wonderful, wonderful. They teach us the philosophies and opinions of Marcus Garvey. We're moving right along this morning. I spoke to Sister Oguru. Good morning, Sister Oguru. How are you doing? How are you doing?
Oh, Oguri.
You all right?
Yes, I'm great.
All right. Tell the people what Oguri mean, no? Because when you introduced yourself to me this morning, I wondered what it meant, the word Oguri.
Oguri is Irish and vibration, just like everybody, everything, everyone connect to the one energy. Irish and vibration. So that is where I am coming from.
What is it that you offer here under your tent?
Well, I do some unique stuff. Everything is unique. We do sandals, bag. I mean, like you name it.
Earrings, chains.
Yes, and this is an incense oil, but it's my personal thing. But you know, what you see here is what I do.
Everything representing the motherland.
Yes.
All right, thanks again. Kabu.
All right, thank you so much, Dwight. I know you're going to go to another one, but just before you do that, let me just quickly say greetings to my brother, J-Rock. How are you doing, my brother?
Well, I'm good. Good to be here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and earlier this morning we heard the Amharic blessing, the Amharic libations. That was your dad, right?
That was my stepdad, yeah. My dad, yeah.
And you yourself, a performer and a very serious performer. You forgot to do something for a cappella, you know. Give him a microphone there. We have a microphone? All right. Yes, but we just give J-Rock a microphone and him do something for a quick a cappella before we go to the brother that is standing beside me here. What are you going to do for J-Rock?
Yes. Well, up here strong, Marcus Garvey. Yeah, you make with us right now, you know what I mean? So much going on, you know what I mean? We have to take a page out of your book. Hey! IRFM! We're there live and strong in a full colors, you know what I mean? J-Rock there representing. Mom, big up yourself. Clarendon, yes, Newtown, you know what I mean? Large up on yourself every time. Yeah! You know what I say? So much changes in our world, we just have to do the right thing, you know what I mean?
So much changes in the world, and some for better and some for worse, and some for better and some for worse. And so much changes in the world, and some for better and some for worse. Changes are changes in life, it's changing. Changes are changes, your community changing. Changes are changes, accept changes. Changes are changes, no matter what you're thinking. Changes are changes. J-Rock, I tell you, changes are changes. All robot taking our places. Hey, so much changes in the world, and some for better and some for worse. There's so much changes in the world, and some for better and some for worse. Hey, hey, Harry FM, J-Rock 45 and going strong, you know what I mean?
Remember him name, J-Rock him name.
You know?
We're not putting him on the big stage tonight.
Sister Kabu, Auntie Kabu, Rusty, Sister Audrey,
yeah, man.
Lisa, big up yourself every time, girl. My
big
wife.
up yourself too. Hey,
much
so much changes.
All right,
Give thanks.
Nice performance, Kabu.
Yeah, man.
I have with me a painter here.
Can you hold the painter? You're
Yes.
right beside me.
Yes, yes.
Right, so hold the painter. Let me take a quick break.
All right, cool.
Yeah, yeah. All right, we are live in the courtyard.
The time on IRFM is
now 10:59 as we come to you live from the courtyard of IRFM. August 17, 2025, Morley Marcus Mosiah Garvey tribute, our annual tribute to Morley. You have a painter there, Dwight.
Believe you me, man. Can we have the camera train in this direction? So the camera can see you. Now this is a painting of the legend.
Ibrahim
Traore. Hold it up a little higher, yes.
I recognize the painter to my brethren.
Are you brethren?
Yes.
I'll find him round the man.
Mr. Millwood himself.
Mr. Millwood.
Yes, man. Well,
Bless I love my people. And to all the Traore heights, I had to do this one. And as you can see here, a painting of Sankara, you know, with the spear. To me, the spear is the spirit. Here for you.
All right. And, you know, serious business. And wow.
So this is like the painting. Put you on together for him, man.
Beautiful, brilliant. We know that Ibrahim Traore is going to come today. We know.
And I want to tell you, you know, this is a gift for the captain, you know. I want the captain to know that this painting is for him. And anytime I'm ready for jump on the plane and bring it straight to him.
Ibrahim Traore,
Yes,
that
man.
painting is yours from one of Jamaica's. By the way, this is one of Jamaica's top artists. Don't take him simple. No, I'm not simple. Him just going like him simple, but him not simple.
Welcome to Break Chain, man. Remember who we are. So at the time, no, I was straight over De La Vega. We said my virgin Bobo Sparks and next shirt. Right away, we kill the politics right there because you have Traore heights rising and united. So the spirit of Traore is now. We are unite the team.
Yes,
the time is now, you know.
The sons of Morley Marcus Mosiah Garvey in the house. Yeah, man. I have a brother, another brother here. We're talking human rights now. Greetings, my brother. How you do? Let me hold the mic.
Greetings to my indigenous Ethiopian sister. My name is Rasda with Selassie, and we are a human rights defender from the KDZ Human Rights Movement. So knowing that our mission here is a right to life movement under Article 3 of the UDHR Charter. Everyone has a right to life, liberty, and security of a person. So knowing that we have approached the JDF military, we have met with Captain Baker, and his suggestion was for us to unite with our indigenous people, because the reality is that we have a satanic constitution from 1962 which our people didn't write. So the reality is that since Queen Elizabeth gave everyone in Jamaica the right to renounce them citizenship, so we have a universal human rights ambassador here now into this 21st century to represent us in the United Nations, because the reality is that we are still under mental slavery and the UDHR Charter, because the UDHR Charter says slavery and the slave trade is prohibited. So right now we are still experiencing slavery, and we want our Jamaican people to know that Once we stand into collective security, we are not here to fight any peace officer, we are not here to fight any government, but we are here to unite because remember they are still our African brothers and sisters. They are just being misled by the British monarchy. So once we stand into collective security and stand under the Article 23 of the UDHR Charter, right to workers' rights. So even the police and soldiers know to knowing that the United Nations said this is the 4th international decade for all Jamaican and all Caribbean and the rest of the world to free themselves because there's a resolution on the 14th of December 1960. There's a declaration and the granting of independence, so we're actually free people into the 1960s. So this is when Jamaica really get independence. So 20 months after, Queen Elizabeth superimposed her constitution out here. So in that way now, all our land's been criminalized. So once we stand under collective security with the human rights defender team, we're not here to fight anyone enough because it is diplomacy.
And so tell me a little bit about your organization.
Okay, so the Kingdom of Debrecen organization into Jamaican territory, we are a part of the Ethiopian Orthodox. The Kingdom of Debrecen was sent here by His Imperial Majesty with the Abuna Isa, the Ethiopian Orthodox faith. So the mission of the Ethiopian Orthodox faith too is to unite with all religious people under Article 18 of the UDHR Charter, because everyone has a right to religion. So because we have a right to religion, we don't want to have petty prejudice and discriminate anyone, but we want to stand under the right to life, because bear in mind that them superimposed vaccines on the military, which that vaccines was a 64% depopulation agenda. Now they want to superimpose a 94% vaccine. So this unity is critical. It is actually an emergency for our people to know that we are one people. And
so I hear what you're saying is standing on that premise of the right to life. How important is that for the organization, for your group right now?
Okay, it is important because when you look at the hospitals that our people is going now, they are not safe. Our people is not being safe because our people still being treated like animals, treated like we're no one. But the reality is that under Article 6 of the UDHR Charter, it says everyone has a right to recognize before the law. So you see, we as a private humanitarian diplomat, when we renounce our citizenship and taking the action driving our cars, the policeman acknowledge and realize that we are not fighting with him, because when a police officer stop us, we say, officer, we have something to declare. And him say, what you have to declare? We say we have our Ethiopian identity to declare from that our human rights ambassador created. So this movement was created for our Jamaican people who register underneath the RGD Center to re-register back into the Ethiopian Orthodox faith to get back them Ethiopian name.
How can persons who hear you this morning become part of the organization?
Well, the Kingdom of Debrecen, it's on the internet because we even have cases against the Governor General, because we take the Governor General to court because we even submit a lawful charge against King Charles III because them directly superimpose the Constitution and neglect the 1960 resolution that grants us free, because underneath that resolution it said the subjection of people to alien subjugation, domination and exploitation. Know that if we dominate over each other, we will not have world peace. So the reality is that because the UDHR Charter, it is a mature charter for us, because this was the charter that His Imperial Majesty gives to the indigenous groups right around the world to stand under against the Vatican City, because all of this crime is going in from the Vatican City.
I know that it's a lot, and I'm sure that persons can get more information on your website and so on. And once again, how do we get to the website?
The Kingdom of Debrecen 2020@gmail.com.
All right, so that's an email, and they can write you directly.
Okay, so we have our TikTok page, which my name is Rasta with Selassie. But however, we have other organizations. So this is the organization, the Kingdom of Debrecen. This is one of our brother, Ras Righteous. So he was at the military at the leap year day, because it's 2024 we demonstrate at the military. So this demonstration was to bring maturity even to Parliament, to knowing that even though them tie on the Jamaican Constitution, the Queen give them the right to renounce too. So all we can renounce now and create our own self-governance because I need the youth.
I'm going to cut into you only because I know it's a whole lot and we can't talk for too long because we're going to wrap up shortly. But thank you so much for coming in. And I know I've spoken to you before, right?
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming in.
Kabu?
And I told you, where are you, Dwight?
All right, I'm down near Mama Fire. She's not here in the spirit, not here in the flesh, I'm sorry, but she's here in the spirit. Papa and Mama Fire business in operation. But before I have a quick word with them, Kabu, and I throw it back to you. I'm here with Jackie Roots. How are you doing, Jackie?
Greetings, and Jamaica and the world.
Yes.
Yes, I'm standing with Marcus Garvey and Ibrahim Traore.
Indeed. And Jackie, what is it that keep you coming back to the Marcus Garvey celebration every year?
No, we're there from day one, you know. We are following you for 35 years. And more.
And you will continue?
We can't stop.
All right, not a problem. I'll check out the star later.
Look.
All right, Sister Rebecca is in the kitchen. Let me talk to one of Mama Fire daughter. Morning, afternoon, what are you doing?
I'm good, you know.
Right, remind the public your name again.
I'm Taito.
Taito, how has the operation been so far? Dear, Mom, not here in the flesh, but certainly here in the spirit.
It's good. So, you know, we have to keep up Mommy's work. It's not easy, but we have to do what we have to do. It's the first time since this event has begun, we are doing it without Mommy, and it's really difficult, but we have to do it because we cannot let her legacy just die away.
Not at all. What is it that you're offering today, quickly before we throw it back to Kabu?
Today we are offering things like coconut chickpea stew, ital stew, coconut rundown. We're doing some turned corn meals, some vegetables in barbecue sauce, sauteed ackee, and a wide variety of natural juices, including blended spirulina, blended Irish mash. All the things that Mommy would do, you're getting it the same way, and the same taste too.
Improve as well.
Of course.
Kabu!
Yes, Dwight.
Back to you.
Yes, my brother. How things look with the vendors on the ground, and describe to me what you're seeing.
Certainly, it's the usual blend, though, of craft and food.
Let me know what's happening.
Sorry. So it's the usual blend of craft and food. Craft of every kind in celebrating the motherland, Africa. But what is interesting too, Kabu, is that you hear the drumming in the background, and certainly that have brought together a small audience near Ras Ivai and our sister Yurdi. How are you doing, Ma?
I'm good.
Yes. Remind us of your name again.
Yes, my name is Icelia.
Icelia. Are you enjoying what's happening here on the ground?
Wonderful. It's a good celebration in honor of Marcus Garvey, Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey.
And of course, you started to dance from the drumming began with the Nyabingi team.
Yes, of course. The Nyabingi is in the background, you know, chanting down Babylon, repatriation.
Under the theme this year, from a protest to production, Up Ye Mighty Race, the future is now. You believe that?
Well, yes, Up Ye Mighty Race, we can accomplish what we will.
And of course, you'll continue the celebrations with IRFM right throughout the day.
Yes, I will be here until tomorrow, Ma.
All right, thanks again, sis.
Come on down and get your ITAL food. We have vegan food. There are lots of ITAL places here where you have options. So you come and find Ras Ivai's booth where you have all the natural herbs, spices, you know, vegan food, salad, you know, homemade ITAL food.
Yes, in other words, eat to live.
Eat to live and not to die.
All right. People without knowledge of its past is like a tree without its roots. Kabu.
Yes, Dwight, thank you so much. I know that we're having just a little bit of technical problem with my sound. I'm not quite sure about the others, but yeah, I'm hearing myself now. We have been monitoring the hurricane, and earlier it was a category 5. Now we understand it's a category 3, and it's moving towards the Bahamian archipelago in the Caribbean. Also that the storm became a rare category 5 cyclone yesterday, that's last night, but now it's downgraded to a category 3. As far as we know, Shamara, Jamaica is not impacted by this. Alright, so we're watching, but we're not impacted by this right now. Just know that Rasrod is here, and we wanted to have a... Rasrod, are you that? Yes, my brother. Take a microphone. You know, so Rasrod has one poem, though. You know, come here, so one poem, you know. You know, come forward. You know that, Roger, a long time we know Roswell, I don't know today, or sit here Roswell, just come on. Roger earlier talked about the Liberty Hall and talk about the work that you all did there, drug traffickers. Well, we're not here Roswell. Yeah, tell me what it is, you know.
Yes, we were the last group to keep an event at the Liberty Hall, which was the African Liberation Day Fiesta.
And Roswell, of course, is one of Jamaica's great poets. You got one poem to him.
Yes.
I never come prepared.
I did remember.
You perform tonight. Are you have a lot of correction?
Yes.
Yes, alright. Say a poem to him. I'll make you stand up and you can say a poem.
Well.
So you need to sit down and you can say you want to.
Well, as it.
Alright, we're going to take a break first and then
Okay.
come back. We'll take a break and be right back.
Alright.
What convenience is to that affordable? Brunswick tuna. Brunswick tuna. Nothing made easy, nothing made tasty, nothing made healthy. The time by Brunswick tuna is...
Alright, 11:15. Yes, my brother. Grab your microphone and make we hear. Oh, we have a break. Okay, the break is going on. My bad.
Alright.
All morning, my co-host, and he's now stepping away. Jerry, our very special guest, is still on the compound, I know, but Jerry probably taking a look at the stars. Guess I know to Jerry. Where Jerry?
Jerry always go around and taking picture of them, you know.
Oh, okay.
Jerry supposed to have the most picture in our history.
I know. But Roger, obviously, I was just saying to Roswell, you mentioned earlier, you know, the poetry group that you both were a part of, and I mean, that was a big deal back in the day, you know,
of course.
in the 90s. One of the biggest, have we had any poetry group in Jamaica that has come close to what?
All other poetry groups that they hear now, they are like after us.
Yes.
Yeah, we were like the pioneers in terms of a poetry group that really touched.
And that was a big deal, you know, and I remember that. So it was you, Roswell, who else?
It's Cool, Jaga Cool, and there were people like Ras Jaja, Akin Tanya, Bob Rock and Jam Rock, even Jabook was part of us.
Jabook?
Yeah, man.
I never remember that.
In the name Bookie them time there.
Oh, Bookie.
We have over 100 registered poets at the time with us.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Okay, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're going to go now, Roger. Which part you're going to? You're going to set up somewhere?
Yeah, man, we'll set up to play some black music. Representing.
It was good keeping company with you as usual.
Yeah, black music.
We're going to listen to black music in a little while.
Yes.
Representing Moja Baruka.
Right.
And Walimu Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
Right. So when we say black music, we say black conscious music.
There you go.
And black strongness.
There you go.
Black
Look at that,
consciousness.
Alright,
Yeah.
and Rod, of course, is going to go back in them days, and give you one of the old ones from them time. You're going to need back up? Roger, need to say something?
Yes, man. That in presence is great.
Yeah, right, that's what Roger.
Right, by them already for the drums, you know. So in the
So you're
background,
going to use a rhythm there?
Yes.
So you don't need me right just, sir?
Of course, it does.
Alright, okay, maybe give me the beat, though. Put me for servant.
And this poem is greetings and salutations to each and every one. Those who are here and also those in Radioland, IRI FM. Yes, I. And this poem is entitled Street Signs of the Times. No parking, no talking between the signs of the times. I watch, you watch, together we watch, not the time. Life is a boisterous battle. Living our mind can't sickle. It neighborhood watch. No more stop, bus stop. No more stop, train stop. That stop, no stop detour. Poor alternative route. Shortcut draw blood one way. Old and new world order. Give way to no turns. No left turn, turn left. No right turn, turn right. Confusion beyond a reasonable doubt. Roundabout, danger. Trucks of tricks entering mental roadway. Railway crucify crossing. No overtaking. Speed limit 30 kilometers. Speed limit 40 kilometers. Speed limit 50 kilometer, matching range of ballistics battle, political cattle crossing, no trespassing, trespassers will be shot. Slow school ahead, slow school education, no entry, no U-turn, mental road narrows, narrow communication bridge, walk, ride, drive safely. Your motor, your steering wheel.
Yes, I. Give thanks.
You done?
One more?
One more. Then I done so quick.
All right.
Let me talk like how much you never get Macadam, man.
Well, one of the things about African liberation, you know, there's a part of my poem say, this nation was not built by blouse and skirt. This nation was not built by...
Hold the microphone. Hold it. Shirt and no blouse and skirt over there. Watch it. Watch it.
Right?
Yes.
And there's a lady named Kofi. She played a very important role in the development of the whole UNI Marcus Garvey. So we always celebrate and connotate the Empress every time. And this poem is entitled Things to Live By. Because we talk about African liberation, and that's what we profess. Because we are edutainers. All right?
Yes, I.
The dark sayings of the words from a mage man is to overstand a proverb and the interpretation. Every morning we arise, we face choice and decision. To help make up our mind, we need advice and opinion. From the moment that we choose, it was our intention. We have our own mind to decide what's right from wrong. Control your own mind and use your discretion. Speak your mind in any conversation. Hypocrite to yourself to do self-rejection. Our deep inner strength builds from stress and tension. There is a purpose for every man and woman. Earth, give us talent. One is in your possession. Just be yourself and put it into action.
Yes, sir.
All ideas are from imagination. We're all born with sight. What we lack is vision. Anything you do in life, there's always retribution. The key to success is organization. An ed can't organize without an education, whether from the street or from an institution. Fulfill your needs first, your wants come second. Don't talk about a thing unless it's into your hand. You have planned to fail if you fail to plan. Some worship vanity and say them have ambition. To obtain a better human relate strong. Overstand each other through communication.
There you go. There
to
you
one
go.
another be in subjection. Devote your time and attention. Your responsibility is your obligation. Be humble to deal with any situation. Anyone seek love will cover a transgression. The fear of being lonely and in desolation. A pure and very hard. So good, just like medication.
Yes, sir.
Righteousness and everlasting foundation. Shall we not perish in our own expectation? Working on ability is a living motivation. Every minute starts to our time breaks for no one. And these sayings to live by is for all generic nation. And these sayings will live on and on and on and on and on.
Give me my microphone.
And on.
Give me my microphone.
This is Ross Rod, and
Yes,
this Ross spelled with an additional X.
I know.
And then we leave that to your interpretation.
Come here now, you know, I get us so easy, you know. Because we are talking about drug traffickers and all them something there. He might go play music, then he might go MC, and know, you know, so one poem. Of course you can't let your son or say something. Don't it. Anybody want to say one poem? Alright, me not want to say nothing else. Are you that?
Alright.
Yes, you want me to say
I watch news one night.
You want me
and
to say
everything.
the or me to move?
No, man, you can't stay, man. I watch news one night and you see everything I'm say now, and that did up on the news. Hustle, man, a hustle, and a hustle, man, a hustle. That's the town in the street when you want ends meet. King Street, Orange Street, Princess Street, West Street. Downtown parade, all walks of life meet. All having the plane is to uplift and out facts and outsmart the nether one. Run, the officer a come. And you know him nah make fun car when him done everything in a truck back get fling down, and if you talk too hard is a lick that.
Yes, sir.
Cross your back with the button way tougher than a rock. Grab the trolley, the nether one say, but him and this body just a also say we in baby up everybody in, and if you try, you're not gonna succeed if you're a hustler. If you're a hustler. When him go court, there are that judgment that worse him know him nah get him goods back. Your honor say you are broke the law, but don't mind them, yeah. I just saw the system get. No justice you go and get. Your honor say you have to pay a fine of $100,000 or else them boy to our street will make you bow, will make you holler. King Street, Orange Street, Princess Street, West Street. Downtown parade, all walks of life need. Rum lane, Matches lane, Pink lane, Mark lane, everybody down there. Problems are the same. You have to work 10 times harder to make $1. Are we grand picking? Now go prosper. If you're a hustler like me, if you're a hustler.
Yes, I. Concrete asphalt. Concrete asphalt. Serious business. We take up. You see that one, dump traffickers. We take wrap up with my very, very special guest, and he's been a co-host all morning alongside Roger Hasfall, Bongo Jerry. Let me go to the sister who's sitting beside me quickly, because she's written what looks to be a really, well, it says inspirational. It looks that way, book on Amy Jakes Garvey. Quickly, my sister. First of all, your name. Sorry about that.
Alicia Greenwich.
Tell us a little bit about the background to the book, the research, what it took to get it to this place of publication.
I'm a student of Professor Tony Martin, and I'm sure the listeners like yourself are aware that he wrote 9 books on the types of Marcus Garvey.
Yes.
And he was the third person that inspired me. The first was Marcus Messiah Garvey and Amy Jakes Garvey. And so the book, 300 pages, is written to recognize the contribution that Amy Jakes Garvey gave to ensure that after his passing in 1940, we would not forget who he was. Can I quickly just add that 2025 marks 100 years since Amy Jakes Garvey published in 1925 the philosophies and opinions of Marcus Garvey, or Africa for the Africans. I also in my research discovered that there were 2 members of the Greenwich family who were followers of the...
All right. I think we're losing sound or something. But okay, no, you're back. You're back.
Yeah, okay.
You're back. Yeah.
So I was just saying that, as well as being an anti-apartheid activist and a community activist for black people in London, I also was pleased that 2 members of the Greenwich family were also followers and members of the UNI African Communities
brilliant.
League.
That's your own family members.
Well, they're Greenwich. They were born 100 years ago. I'm Greenwich. It's the same exact spelling. So it's in the spirit.
All right. So where can we get copies of the book?
Yes, if you'd like to contact me at blackcommunityhealth@gmail.com. Otherwise, you can reach me at responsivereaders@gmail.com. I'm actually in Jamaica, and I'm also appealing if there's any Jamaican publishers that would like to reach out to me so I can get the work published and distributed to Jamaica. I'd be most grateful.
All right. I'm sorry we have such a short time with you. But I appreciate your time. Again, because here the book is here.
Yes.
Are you leaving a copy with us? Or
I've actually given a copy already to a number of people in Jamaica. So the people that have ordered today are meeting me here.
So don't leave this... Okay.
You can have that by all means.
All right. And so let me give you this back because we will just go with it.
But thank you again. And I hope I can talk to you on one of your shows in a bit more
definitely.
detail.
Once we've read the book.
Respect.
We'll definitely talk to you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, my sister. Jerry, this is how we're wrapping things up. I'm going to get your final words. All right. We're not hearing Jerry. So let's do another microphone. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, this is a good note on which to do it. Especially like always, a lady doing the same thing that MJX to do. Make sure that the work was known. If it was for MJX, Marcus Garvey would be at least 1/3 or half less known than what we know now. I want to ask you something. You ever hear about the Kingston Night Market, Tuesday Night Market?
Oh yes, I've been there.
Other things like that?
Yes.
You have the capability to harness all of this and more, and make it be a weekly event somewhere, anywhere you choose. And this would be an ongoing thing. The Kingston Night Market and others like that. Because that's the beginning of a little.
Yes, all right, Jerry. Yes.
If it's a beginning of the economy, all of these people here, I'm sure I would like to have a permanent link with the public.
Yes.
And people want them.
That is true. And we have an African marketplace going on right here, Sister Charmaine Aital. How you doing, sister? Jerry, as usual, you know, a pleasure. And really, one of those. For me, it is always a learning experience when I sit beside you or stand beside you. And I really appreciate that.
I pass through the same process, and I give thanks to that. Furthermore, I want to point out so many things, not only from 35 years, but you are the first person ever get the leader of the 12 tribe to talk to a journalist, and I've never talked to the next journalist.
Yes,
it reveals so many things at the time and otherwise.
Yeah, it's a high point of my career, and I'm humbled by it, to tell you the truth, because I was a very young journalist when he decided that the only interview he was going to give in his entire life was going to be with me, and that is quite something.
And as simple as it was, it clarified so many things.
Yes, it did. It did. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Jerry. I want to say thanks to the team, to Shamara Preston and Vivian Stewart, to Debbie Ann Dwar, Clover James, Rachel Davis. Rachel, where you there? Okay. Simone Brown Keys, Shane Clark, and Dwight Fraser, Roger Haspel, Giovanni White, Carl Brady. This is a team that's on the ground right now, you know. Let me just tell you that. It's a big team. Wilbert Wisdom, Alexander Crawford, Kemoy Sharp, Tristan Wilson, Shanice Williams, DJ Collision, Romaine, Peter Broadbar. Good work both from the engineering team, IT, and the production team on the ground, the programming team on the ground. Yes, applaud. Give a good round of applause, because this is brilliant work from all of you. Thank you so much. IT, engineering, social media, programs, production, sales, copy, all the team on the ground. Peter Broadbar, Mark Hudson, Garfield Sinclair, Shanoy Campbell, we said Shamara Preston, Keith Faulkner, Karima Mela, Shanique Gale, Sudani Lennon. By the way, the wind is high, but it's not. It's false wind coming from the fan behind me. The tree is not blowing, so if you're wondering what is happening. Antoinette Brown, Shanice Janky, Royal Richards, Mary Campbell, me, Jerry Small, that's you, Jerry. Moisha Lawrence, Dimitri Henry, Vivian Stewart, Delia Robinson, Nicholas Francis, Emric Johnson, Brianna White, DJ Cars, Rashona Fitzhenley. Rashmi, no see you where there, Rashona. I think she's coming in later, is she? Rashona's going to be on the late shift. Digital Chris, Denise Isis Milan, they're coming in later also. And Jacqueline Burnett, Karima Mela, Timmy Brown. These are those who are coming in later, so you haven't seen them yet, and you'll hear much more about those who are coming in later. But thank you also to the performers who are coming in as we speak and will be performing later on. Shamara, give us an idea of some of the persons who will be on in the Great House in a little while. That is right after Roger. Do you need my microphone or Jerry's microphone? Just to say quickly what's going to be happening in the Great House. Shamara Preston, of course.
All right. So later on in the Great House, at 1, we start with Gamma Gloria Sims, and she'll be doing our libation, and then that is followed by Akinsanya. He'll also be performing again. We have Rasrod performing again. We have Dr. Amina Blackwood Meeks. We have Brother Akomutota. We have Heru Menelek coming as well. We have Jinsu inside the Great House. We have the St. Thomas Kumina group. We have the Nyabingi drummers. We have Charmaine Aital. Lots and lots of performers. We're always up Marcus Garvey. So we'll be delivering the message of the mayor, delivering the Marcus Garvey message at the start of the program. So come on down. We have seats inside and it is cool.
And that's, yes, it's cool today and it's getting cooler too. So that's part 2 because we are just wrapping up part 1.
Yes.
And then that's part 2. And then part 3 will take us to the big stage. And that will be the stage show. But it'll be the
Marcus
concert.
Garvey concert.
Right. And who are some of the persons on?
We have Anthony Cruz, I know we have Hero, we have Cargo, we have Luton Fire, we have Shakespeare, we have Bongo Ehrman, we have Wise Words on the stage, we have Bully Boy on stage, several artists. I can't remember everybody.
And in the meantime, the Nyabingi is now on the ground. So thank you so much for coming in. We see people coming in like crazy right now. Thank you for coming in. Gradually making your way into the courtyard of Irie FM. We know that this crowd is going to grow and swell by the time we get to 10 o'clock. You'll be here until 10, Jerry?
Yes, ma'am. 10 o'clock. I'm not sure.
All right, so we're here all day until midnight. And, well, we're supposed to be wrapping at 10, but so not going to start about midnight. About midnight before we leave here. So just ask me how long you're staying. If you'll be at the stage show.
We're going to deliver some food and I'll find out what's my lady.
Okay. All right. So we're wrapping up. Thank you so much. My name is Kabu Ma'ad Kiru. Thank you to the camera. Hello. Thank you, sir. Beautiful, brilliant, and thank you. Thank you so much. All right. This is how we say goodbye. See you next.